Oh, you know what day it is. It's Tuesday, right, Sergio?
It's definitely Tuesday, buddy.
That is why
Definitely.
we are here. It is Show Me the Money Club live Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, uh, Twitter, and Rumble. Also, if you are watching the replay, you can watch the replay on any of the above, as well as on the audio podcast, now available on every platform that I can think of. There may be a couple that don't have it, but you can get it on pretty much any audio podcast platform. Oh boy, we got a show going for you today. We got quite a few things to talk about. A lot of things came up over the last 24 hours or so. So we snuck in a couple of things that weren't really planned.
No.
But today's show is going to be one of those that we are going to allow guests to come on, share your thoughts about the topics that we're going to be talking about, whatever you want to do. We're going to save that though towards the end. A couple of these topics are going to be more quicker to run through, and then there's a couple of topics that we're going to be talking about a little bit more in depth. So let's talk about what we're going to be talking about. First, we're going to be talking about the discrepancies and what you should be watching on your statements. Make sure you pay attention to them because there could be some things that are lost in translation, or are they put that way on purpose? So definitely want to watch out for any discrepancy when it comes to what your trip receipt is showing versus what your weekly statements are showing. And we're going to be talking about that a little bit more in depth. We're also going to be talking about an article that just came out talking about the Uber CEO avoids his evil alter ego. Huh. I thought we were dealing with that all along, weren't we? Until he said the company sucks. And then, well, but we're going to get into that as well. We're also going to be talking about what is going on with Lyft Deluxe.
Who
Trust
comes
me,
with
that was
this?
all over Facebook, all over the emails.
Oh
Everybody's
yeah,
talking about that. We're going to be talking about that. So Lyft Deluxe
yeah.
is doing what that means for drivers and what is this extra comfort that they're talking about. Are we going to put
I
pillows on
don't know.
mattresses or what? I wouldn't, but
Uh,
we're going to be talking about that, especially when it deals with people who have bought vehicles that are a little bit higher, a little bit more expensive, and they're planning on doing Lux. Well, now it looks like they're going to be up shit's creek without a paddle. So, yeah, we're definitely going to be talking about that. Steve, appreciate the super chat. Thank you very much. Also, then the next topic we're going to be talking about is Lyft replacing the Surge with a new system. We got some screenshots that we're going to be talking about that. Basically, we heard a few weeks ago, or a couple months ago at this point, maybe, that they were
Last
looking
earning.
at getting rid of surge pricing for the customer. What does that mean for the drivers? Is this the answer to that? And what are we going to like it or not? So we're going to talk about that. Also, Lyft, they're really on it today. Lyft, they go into the dark side with timeouts for drivers in deactivations, similar to what Uber was doing that we called out a few months ago. Well, we are going to see about that. And then we're going to end the show on some funnies and some often imitated and never duplicated. That'll be important later. And then also, we're going to invite you guys to come on the show for anything that we're talking about in today's topics and let you guys air out your grievances, ask questions or anything like that. So make sure you stay tuned to the end when we bring on some guests and what you want to talk about when it comes to different things like that. So let's get right into it, Sergio.
Yeah,
Um,
let's do it.
First off, what's been going on with you this week? How you doing?
I'm doing really well, buddy. Just prepping for Mr. Vischer's interview next week, everybody.
Yes.
We're gonna notify everybody on social media and everywhere else. Actually, Mr. Vischer agreed to put it on the Lyft social media page that he's gonna be on
Ooh.
Show Me the Money. So I'm going like, wow, we're gonna have a huge audience, but
I think we
um,
need. I think we got to push them a little bit more. I think we got to talk to them and say, "Hey, can you put this in app and alert
I
all of the
asked.
Lyft
I
drivers?"
already asked. I already
Oh,
asked. I already asked. But I don't know. That may be quite a bit of an ask. But
yeah.
so mark it on your calendars. Same time next week, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. We're
Yep.
gonna talk to
September
Mr. Rushu live.
26th.
I put up one comment from Dur Uber. He says, please don't interrupt him. Dur Uber, if he's gonna come here and filibuster and do the usual CEO one answer for 30 minutes thing, it ain't going to work that way. So
Hey,
if you don't like that, don't watch.
this is our house.
I am definitely going to interrupt if I need to interrupt, respectfully, of course, because I have a lot on my plate that I need to get off my chest. Not my chest, your chests, to my chest, to his. So, we're going to handle it pretty well. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a good conversation. So, yeah, mark it on your calendars, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern next Tuesday, right here.
Yep. It's going to be a great show. We're looking forward to it. And yeah, so I think another thing, what's going on with your hat? Where's your
My
hat?
hat, okay, today I have my favorite shirt on. We're going to give away one of these. It's blue, royal blue with gold lettering. This is the most important thing in life, drivers. You don't have to be a driver to know your worth. In anything that you do, you have to know your worth. So I'm affiliated with this company called Gig With It. The link is in the show notes. We give back to the community. Everything is hand built in the US, hand done. We're giving back to the community by donating to GoFundMe pages of violent violent crimes during gig work, rideshare, food delivery, whatever it may be. Unfortunately, we read these every single day. And the give back is I'm donating personally $1 of each item sold, as well as the company. So $2 of each item sold is going to a fund to be donated to these victims. And please use SERGIO in exit to get another 15% off. Everything is 20 to 25% off already on the website. Sergio at checkout to get another 15% off, but we're giving away one of these. My favorite t-shirt, actually.
Know Your Worth.
Know Your Worth.
That has been a staple on the show for probably about a year now,
Yep.
especially when it started coming around. Actually, it was about a year because it was right around the time when upfront fares started coming around. We were
Yep.
talking about that, and
Yep.
some of the lowball offers that we were just like completely appalled by, and that's
Yeah.
really kind of how it got born. So
Yeah.
it's definitely been a staple of the show for quite a while when it comes to it. So
Yeah,
if
man. In
you
anything you do, you got to know your worth. In relationships, in business, in school, whatever it is, you got to know your worth, because if you don't, you're going to be taken advantage of, exploited, discriminated against, all kinds of good things. So know your worth first, and then you can handle yourself pretty well.
Yep. And if you'd like to enter into a shirt for it, make sure you enter hashtag gig with it, and it will or could possibly be yours very soon. So make sure you enter that in the chat right now. We're going to do the drawing in just a few moments. So we'll let everybody kind of get into that. And let's get right into our first topic. So let's talk about
Yeah.
these discrepancies that you're seeing between the
Yeah.
weekly statement and the receipts and everything that's going on there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in California, as you all know, LA specifically, northern part of LA and San Fernando Valley. So for 2-3 weeks in a row, Lyft, I worked for Lyft strictly because they were showing me the money, and I probably did close to a couple hundred trips for Lyft last few weeks. And they came in the form of guarantees as well as ride challenges, and I took it. I mean, look, I'm not going to say it's good money. They showed me the money. I drove for them, and a lot of people thought, oh, these bonuses are giving you because they want to buy you before the interview. I go like, whatever. I ignored most of it, but Chris, it gets to you after a while when people
You know
kind
what?
of show.
This is. I got two things to say about that. First,
Yeah,
so what?
yeah, I know.
If
No,
if they're
look,
going to show you the
look,
money,
man.
that's where you're going. I mean,
I get
anybody
it.
can
I
do
get
that.
it. I get the idea that it's it's an incentive-based system. Not everybody is getting it. People are feeling left out, and a lot of people are not even sniffing of ride challenges. That's the
Mhm.
system. It's an incentive-based system. But that wasn't the point. The point is, these are my 3 weeks earnings. So as you know, on some of your apps, Lyft immediately showing what the passengers are paying. In my app, not in LA yet. Maybe it's a California thing. I'm pretty sure it is, because we have Proposition 22 in California, which is some sort of a minimum wage guarantee and bullshit, healthcare stipend or whatever. If you drive certain hours, I never qualify for that because I don't drive that many hours for the healthcare stipend. And I've never received Prop 22 money doing rideshare because my hourly earnings are way and above and beyond the minimum that they have set. So this was August 14th to 20th. So I'm like, okay, it's good money, 10 hours, $825, 14-hour online. 70% utilization rate, 60, $70 or $80 an hour, whatever you want to call it, on active hour, because they look at it. It was 38 trips for $582 582 guarantee. And I take it. So now, about a week later, Lyft will send you that statement, how much money they made or lost with all the breakdown. Now, I want you to pay close attention, everybody, to two items. On the left screenshot, where book time says 10 hours and 10 minutes. Book time is obviously, as we know, utilized time is period 2 and period 3, meaning I accepted the trip. I on my way to pick up the passenger, and period 3 is with the passenger in the back seat. So that's book time. Okay. So that's 10 hours and 10 minutes. And then they sent me the statement because I was kind of curious about how much money they lost, because I knew they lost a shit ton of money on this, on me on this week. And now if you look at book time on the top right side of the statement, so everything else is the same. So 38 rides matches 38 rides. I drove a total of 141.25 book miles. That's like $7, $6 a mile, which is very profitable, obviously. And then online time, 14 hours and 1 minute, is exactly what it says on my weekly breakdown immediately after I finished the ride challenge or the guarantee. Except that, look at the book time difference. Instead of 10 hours and 10 minutes, they put in 6 hours and 41 minutes. That's like solid, almost 4 hour, 3.5 hour difference there, right? Yep. So I'm thinking, there's some sort of a glitch. As we know, glitches are common in the rideshare world. And then I did it again.
It's a glitch when it benefits them and screws us.
Well, yeah, I know, but then next week, so we'll put up the next one. So this is next week. This is the prior weeks, September 4th to 10th, or next week, whatever you guys want to call it. This is like recent. Again, just the other screenshot is Chris, the one that shows the book time. Yeah, that one. So $775.42. Look at the book time on this: 8 hours and 9 minutes. So switch back to the last one, Chris. 12 hours and 39 minutes. So there's like 4.5 hours difference there. I'm going like, wait a minute. Why is my book time on my weekly statement so much less than the book time on my weekly statement? I'm going like, not sure. And then there was another week that now I start digging, because one time is, let's say, a glitch, second time is not a glitch, third time there is something happening here. I need to make the community aware. Again, I'm in California, so the next one right here, 7 hours and 35 minutes book time. Look at the book time on the statement: 4 hours and 43 minutes, 3 hours difference. So combined in those 3 weeks, I had like close to 10 hours plus book time difference. Now, I'm thinking California is a Proposition 22 state. Now, Proposition 22 counts the book time off of your weekly statements. Every 2 weeks, they will send you a statement, which they did. And I looked at it, and they calculated from that shortened book time on the summary, on the weekly statement. I'm going like, this is bullshit. Now, it didn't make a difference to me, but a lot of people who take a lot of trips or accept every trip, they do benefit somehow from the minimum wage guarantee. And I immediately sent this to Lyft, and believe it or not, but we do talk to these companies quite a bit. And Lyft sent this to, there is, by the way, I didn't know this. This was the first time. They have a Zendesk set up for executive requests. So my contact sent it to them, and I got an email back saying that we're looking into it. We sent it to the proper department, and we're going to come back to you. Would you like us to call you when we have an answer for you? I go, yeah, definitely call me. So supposedly there is a support above the support for executives at Lyft. So I'm waiting for the answer. So please check your weekly statement to the summary. Check it. If it's not jibing, especially if you're in California, just like this one, you guys need to be definitely writing into Lyft support, or if you're Platinum, call support and ask what the heck is going on, because Prop 22 numbers are being calculated off the statement. So I don't want you to get shortchanged. This is a major discrepancy. It's not like a minute or two. We're just talking 3 hours, 4 hours, 4.5 hours every week. And so there you go. It caught my eye, and we're going to fix it for you. Hopefully, when I hear from Lyft, I'll get back to you guys.
Yeah, that was a interesting thing. You sent me those screenshots the one day, and you're like, "Do you see the difference between this?" And I'm like, "That's a hell of a difference in book time."
Yeah, yeah.
But,
Well, I mean, first it didn't make sense because I mean, there is no way in 6 hours of book time I can give 50 trips. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So
right.
they are aware. If you are in California and you're seeing the same thing, you can email me, Sergio at the rideshareguy.com. When I do have the answer, and the problem is going to be fixed hopefully shortly. When I do have an answer, I'll email you guys back. So
Yep. And we'll let everybody know
there's a
too
good question.
what's going on.
Actually, hold on. There's a good question about this. Could it be the difference in pickup versus rider in the car time? I asked them that. They said no. Book time is period 2 and period 3, which is from the time accepting the trip to the passenger plus
Yep.
with the passenger in
And
the car.
that's also considered Prop 22 money as well too. So
Yes.
it covers the time that you are on the way to pick somebody up.
Yeah.
That is one thing too that's about Prop 22.
Yeah.
So it could be a breakdown where, part of it's being recorded, like the time somebody's actually in the car, and it doesn't include the time to
Well,
pick up.
I mean, Vinny
Could
could
be
be
that
correct
glitch.
in this. Actually, maybe their clock or whatever the way they measure, they forgot to add the my time to the pickup, right?
Yep.
They may have done that, but they said no, it's not that. They already said that, so that's why I'm discounting it. But we'll see. We'll see what it is. So if you're in California, please, please, please make sure go back to your statements, go back to your weekly summaries. Look at the difference. If there is a massive difference, you guys need to be on the ball. You may not be getting paid
Especially if you're
up
teetering at
22.
that point of Prop 22 money. Are you
Yep.
getting your proper money?
Yep.
And then
I
that
agree.
that
Yep.
stipend. So just make sure you're paying attention, especially if you're at that level. You're either getting the money or maybe you're just above it.
Yeah.
You want to make sure that you're paying attention. So then that way, if you're supposed to be getting some money, you actually get that money.
Yeah. That's it. So be careful. Email me, Sergio at the So that's it.
All right, let's do a little giveaway here. See who the winner is.
Shirt. So if you win the shirt, please email me, Sergio at the with your actual shirt size and a physical address so we can mail it to you. David McKinney.
David McKinney, congratulations.
Did David win
You are the
before?
proud
No.
owner of a brand new is it going to be the Know Your Worth t-shirt, or is it going to be a different
Yep.
one?
The one I'm wearing. Know Your Worth t-shirt.
Awesome.
David, email me, Sergio at the shirt size and physical email address. All right,
Great.
we're done. Let's go to the next one.
Let's talk about the next one. Let's talk about the evil alter ego.
That's a Darth Vader, bro. Darth Vader, look right there. Look at him. Like, I am your father.
I am your father. Call me Daddy Dara.
Daddy Dara. I like the picture though, with the half of the face kind of lit up and the other half professionally done. I mean, I can tell.
You know what though? That's just the lighting effect. I could do that too. Hold on. Let me.
Can you do it to yourself? You mean? Oh, Jesus.
It's called mood lighting.
No, no. I'm not digging it.
You know what though? I think they did this. I think they did this because they knew that the title was how Uber CEO avoids his evil alter ego. So they're trying to do Two-Face right here.
Yeah.
So they're trying to say like the dark side versus the light
Yeah.
side. It's a very stylistic, artistic choice there, but it's
if I was Uber PR, right, and which I'm not, but let's say if I was in the Uber PR department, last week we talked about the headline of the article, which was Dara's quote. He said, "I figured after driving for a single day that Uber sucks the way it treats the drivers." I'm going like, that's after one day. Drive fucking 30 days. Let's see what happens then. Right?
Right.
So I actually emailed somebody at Uber about these two titles. I go, who the hell is at your PR department and who comes up with this shit? They go like, I don't know. I'm like, who comes up with this stuff, bro?
I don't know, but it was a pretty interesting article nonetheless.
Yeah, I know.
But
I know.
I don't know. I think people are. I'm wondering if it's more for the clicks versus anything else.
You think
But
Wall Street Journal needs clicks, buddy?
yeah, I think they do. I
You think
definitely think
so?
they do.
Okay, all right.
I think any actual print paper or any of these mainstream media, they need the clicks. That's why they're doing
All right.
clickbait
I mean, we
journalism
need the clicks.
instead
I
of
get it.
actual journalism.
We need the clicks. I get it. But I don't know. Anyway, so this was an interesting article. We thought we'd talk about it real quickly because we're going to host a whole bunch of you at the end of the show. So, remember we did a couple of weeks ago how David Risher's days are like he starts with 3 cups of coffee, then he bikes to work, then he
Yep.
has his meetings, then he has his lunch at the office, he
Yeah,
eats something
daily
light.
routine.
Yeah, so I guess Dara got jealous. So he called the Wall Street Journal because Wall Street Journal does pretty good PR for Uber. And, pretty cut, nothing to do with you. I still love you. That has nothing to do with you. Uh, and
This is
they did the piece, very similar piece
question.
to Lyft's David Risher's day, how it goes. And it goes, it says Uber Zia has a a 5:15 wake up call, which is early, like David Risher, I think was at 6 or somewhere 5:30. And then rarely misses a morning workout, so he works out. Then he runs to the coffee machine, he says, and then he talks about his day, how so the article is actually, compared to the title, Chris, I don't think it had anything to do with the dark side or evil or anything. So I'm
No,
sure it was
it's this first line of the second paragraph. It says, "If I
okay.
don't exercise, my wife tells me I become evil Dara."
That's
And
the
you know
wife.
what? Here's the thing, though.
Okay.
That's a true statement there. If you
Okay.
work out and you beat the hell out of yourself, you
Okay.
have a different outlook on life after you're done with that, because all of the stress, all of the anxiety, a lot of that stuff
Okay.
is worked out when you actually do some sort of physical activity. So if you're out walking for quite a bit, if you're running, if you're lifting weights, whatever it is, it will actually help you become a better person in more ways than one. So that, I will say, I will back that up 100%. That
Okay.
is so true. If you work out, if you have anxiety, if you have depression, if you have all of these like ailments and things like that, if you're not working out, start working out. Get a trainer, learn how to lift weights, learn how to do things. You will feel so much different after working out, and if you stick to it for a little while,
Yeah.
that is
Okay.
for
I buy it.
sure a reality.
I buy it. I buy it. And and then each paragraph, obviously, he goes into separate parts of the day. And what's your first thing you do when you wake up? He goes, I sprint to the coffee machine. And then what caught my interest in this whole thing is that his organization for the week. Look, the guy is the CEO of a 90 billion market capitalization company. Obviously, he's busy. And what caught my eye in this whole thing, Chris, which you can read because the print is too small for my eyes, is earlier during the year, which Wall Street Journal did this again, right? Remember, he went and drove, and Wall Street Journal tagged along about his deliveries and trips. He said earlier this year, what are you doing next to improve conditions for drivers, right? So you go ahead and read that. Let's see what he's doing
All right.
yeah.
Well, I think it's more important, or it's more employees using our products and getting in the shoes of a driver. And I'm doing the hand thing for a reason. In
Yeah.
the shoes of a driver. Anyone who comes to Uber, they've used Uber, they're passionate about the product. But as an eater or rider, I want the same passion and familiarity as a driver, as a courier, as a merchant, because ultimately we are a marketplace, and we're helping over 5 million people a year earn part-time or full-time. That's an important responsibility, and we've got to take it seriously.
So
So the thing is, that
didn't
didn't
say
answer
anything there, did
a
it?
damn
He
thing.
didn't. So if I ask Richard this question, do you think he's going to come up with an answer exactly like this?
I think it'll be similar.
It'll be
I
very
think that,
similar,
I
right?
mean,
So
if
that's
if
why he's
if
going to
they
get
actually
cut off
here's the
because
thing,
that's
if they
bullshit.
actually have a plan, well, yeah, if they actually have a plan or step process,
Yeah,
then they might start talking about those step processes.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
I don't know how long it's gonna take. I don't understand. I mean, it's quite simple. All you have to do is watch our show.
yeah,
First of all, it says, "How do you get organized for the week ahead?"
yeah.
Wake up, and check emails. I mean, you should have had your reminder that Show Me the Money Club. is
Yeah.
available. So you should be
He-
watching that and taking
Supposedly
it.
he's watching, so he's a fan. Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
Anyway, but so yeah, the article goes into about that. It also goes into his past when he's hiring and firing in Uber, what he uses, and then he says the most important thing is listening, because he says he had mentors all along, because he was at actually a private equity firm before he joined Barry Diller with Expedia. And he says he learned very early that listening is more important than talking, and that he listens to everybody. And but he says Barry Diller, which was his mentor, who hired him to be the CEO of Expedia, taught him that really, really well. He says all good leaders are great listeners. And I'm going like, okay. And then, talks about the rest of the day, that he has dinner with the family. Everybody's at the family table and all that good stuff. And his day is over. But what caught my eye actually says, what do what can you not do without every day? And he says, I have a piece of chocolate every single day. That's my vice. I'm going like, if that's your vice, then you're doing pretty well. You know what I mean? So I go, yeah. And, and then the last one is, pretty good. What one piece of advice you've gotten that's been important to you? And, bet on people. Well, Mr. Koshorshai, I wish you bet on drivers, because, or maybe you're even betting, but you're losing every single bet. And honestly, time has come that you guys really truly pay attention to the driver needs, because at the moment the pendulum has swung way too far towards the TNCs. We need to kind of bring that pendulum back a little bit. And if it's legislation and regulation, I'm all for it. But let's not even get there. Let's just fix things. These are fixable things. We're going to ask Mr. Risher next week, and hopefully you're going to listen, which I know you will. And hopefully we will have you on as well and show me the money. And these are fixable things.
So, but going back to the original thing of that article title, that just tells you that the bulk of the article, the only thing that referenced him being evil Dara was him not working out.
Yeah.
It's the only
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
So that goes to show you that it was a clickbait article, that they wanted the clicks because that's what would get people to either click on the article, maybe read it for the first 3 paragraphs and call it a day, and they don't get into the actual bit of the article. So that is clickbait journalism there, my friend.
Yep. That's that's what they do. So,
But
but
either way,
I thought it was interesting that we talk about. So that's it.
yeah. But I'm just going to reiterate the whole thing when it comes to daily routines. If you have a daily routine and you have it, set up and you stick to it and it becomes part of your lifestyle and life choices, you can get much further ahead doing some sort of daily routine, because again, you're going to have your goals laid out, that you're going to be able to get to certain points that you want to. Because if you don't have that daily routine set aside or set out or planned out or anything like that, next week's going to roll by, nothing's going to happen. Next month, next year, you're going to be in the same exact spot that you are today. And that's kind of where it's at. So having a daily routine is very important. Obviously, a CEO's routine is going to be much different than somebody who's driving, but still having some sort of daily routine is going to be good to help you to get to your
I agree.
goals and make sure you step them step by
I
step.
agree.
So
I agree. Yep. And Jay, thank you for joining us. Why are you ghosting me, buddy?
huh?
Jay is
Who's
here.
ghosting you?
Jay Creator.
Oh, Jay.
I'm emailing him. He's ghosting me. He's not
Hey,
responding to my emails.
oh, here we go.
So,
He's got a good one right there. Great book on the
yeah.
topic, Atomic Habits by James Clear.
Oh, we have a book recommendation today, Jay. You should stay tuned. I think it's a very, very appropriate for these times. So towards the
Oh
end,
yeah.
and
Well, here's the thing.
I talked to him. We may, we're going to have him on the show. We may do a book giveaway actually about that.
Oh, interesting. That'll be
Tiny
cool.
copies.
I want my book. I'll bet I'll get that book before I get my gig with it T-shirt.
Probably. I have to speak to Weezum. Where is Weezum? Is driving or pissed off because of the next topic, I think.
I don't know, but before we move on from evil Dara, there's evil Dara in the world, so you need to protect yourself with a dash camera. Did you like that
bet.
segue there?
I love that one.
Yeah, no, we always recommend a dash camera. Unfortunately, there are evil people in the world, and they could very well be getting into your car. We always recommend a dash camera, no matter what. Even if you're not driving rideshare, you should have a dash camera because you don't know what could happen in the world, and you want something that is going to help back your story up. It also wants to keep you as professional as it can be, whether you're just driving on the road or being a rideshare driver. It's just going to help you. This one from the display ride dash camera, the whole dash cam system is great because it has cloud backup. So if somebody is doing something that they shouldn't be and try to reach for your camera, throw it out the window, whatever it might be, well, guess what? Their picture is already uploaded to the cloud. So if you get a carjacking in, say, Chicago or some of these other areas, you definitely want to make sure you have something. What do we got?
I said, no, I just put up. I said, imagine being married to evil Dara.
Oh, yeah.
It's his second marriage, by the way, so you guys know. He has twins. Yeah, he has twins. So
all right. Well, we do recommend the display ride dash camera.
yeah.
And if you enter code RSG20, you can get it for 20% off, bringing it to $20 a month instead of 25. And that's going to pay for the camera. It's going to pay for the monthly service fees when it comes to the cloud storage, the upload, which is LTE network, all of that good stuff. All of that's going to be included into that price. So it's just going to help you as a rideshare driver, and also at the end of the year when tax time comes, it is a business related expense. So going to help you in the long run.
Yes, sir. I have
And
one.
then,
I've had it for a year. I won't do without it. Even when I'm just going to soccer practice, the thing is recording. So it's for safety reasons, really. Even if when I'm not doing rideshare, which I
oh yeah,
did many
absolutely.
last month, so 200 trips for Lyft, and I was like, and next week you guys will see. You got to make him miss it. Uber showed me like a little bit of a money, they gave me a stupid guarantee, which was like, I'm not gonna do that. That's garbage. We're posting
Uber's
on
like,
our,
Uber sends me a notification. It's like, oh, $40 could be yours today. I'm
yeah,
like,
today
come on,
the
bro.
riders are missing you. I'm like,
I'm like
no, I don't think
$40. I'm
so.
like, no. Did I drive during the Bills game? No, I was actually downtown.
You're
And
drinking and eating pizza. That's what you're doing.
no, I missed the first 3/4 of the game. I got back home,
Hey.
10 minutes left in the fourth. So I had the updates on my phone, but
Yeah.
I was out with a buddy of mine. We were doing some recording for Buffalo by the Slice, my series that I started. So
All right.
uh,
So
doing that.
what's
But
that?
let's
What's
get in.
happening next?
So here's the thing. The,
Money?
the title you might think is clickbait, but it's really not. Lyft, your
Yeah.
car will no longer be available to do blank.
Question
That
mark.
is, look, here's the thing. That's true. For those
Yeah.
who have been not knowing about this, Lyft Lux and Premium are going away. Funny person, appreciate that. Thank you. Sergio, are you going to ask David about removing Lux Preferred for extra comfort? We're talking about that right now. Good timing.
We're talking about that right now, but funny person, I have this is the thing. We're gonna have about minimum of 30 minutes, hopefully maybe 35, 38 minutes with Mr. Vischer. As being this first of many, hopefully, there's going to be other chances to discuss particulars like these kind of things, right? But we've been running our surveys. There's clear indication of what drivers want me to talk about and ask about, and we'll stay with the fundamental issues that we're seeing in the game. And if we have enough time left, I will definitely ask about this. I will definitely ask about a couple of other particular things. The other thing is these CEOs honestly may not even know that this took place at their company because they have heads of departments. They decide on these things. So I'm sure everybody at Lyft is going to be watching, and then we're going to call out whoever that department head is and make sure, give us an explanation of what's happening, because my mailbox blew up, Chris, with this yesterday.
Oh, yeah. And then,
And I'm
I was
like,
scrolling through Facebook, and
okay,
that's all I
this
saw
must
too.
be, yeah, this must be important. When my mailbox blows up, it's important.
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah. So look, whoever went out and bought Teslas and Model Ys to do Lyft Lux, unfortunately, is screwed. I have nothing else to say about that. I'm gonna give my opinion, and then Chris will give his opinion, because his car, I think, could have
Not only
qualified.
that, but cars
Yeah.
like Cadillac XTSs
Yeah.
and other
A
ones like
lot.
that. Basically, any luxury car that would have qualified for Lux is no longer going to enjoy
Yeah.
the
Well,
ability doing Lux
Um,
on
you-
October 18th.
look, as usual, this is pretty vague. Okay. It doesn't explain to drivers, okay, you're not going to be able to do Lux, but what category are we going to put this new category in, which I think is literally following Uber maybe 4 years behind, which was Uber used to have a select group, right? I still think it's in the app, but now has dropped all the way to the bottom of the passenger app, which you have to really dig it out to get it out of the system, and nobody orders it anymore. So Uber replaced Select, which were high-end cars, BMWs, Mercedes, whatever they were, with Cadillacs, with Comfort, Uber Comfort, and it's commingled with Uber X. I do get quite a bit of Comfort cars, Comfort trips in LA. And I think Lyft is doing exactly the same thing. So this probably was their select category. Their excuse is that they are not getting enough traction, or they're not getting enough demand for select trips. Some people that I know that are on the chat right now will disagree with that. A lot of people were sitting and cherry picking good old select trips. Kyle Wezoom, who's in LA, who drives a Tesla Model Y, was doing really, really well with select. But as ambiguous and vague as Lyft can be, that they are doing it here. They're not saying, is this going to fall into XL Black, Lux Black? If you're like have a Tesla Model Y that is black, are you going to still be able to do Lux Black? Which I'm pretty sure you're going to be able to. But if it's white Tesla Model Y, you're not going to be able to do Lux. But now they're going to dump you down to something called, they even couldn't come up with a new name. They took Uber's name, Comfort, and put extra in front of it. Extra Comfort. I'm going like, okay, but where are you going to put this? What am I going to get paid? Because from Lyft Lux to standard, Chris, there is a huge pay difference. I mean, huge, right? So where is this extra comfort going to fall? Because drivers want to know about pay. They don't want to know about this and that, right?
It's going to be one step above X, and that's going to be on par with XL.
Okay. Good. Well, okay, we'll find out,
or maybe one step above XL, but I doubt it's going to be much more than that.
Okay, they didn't say anything. They didn't specify. They said as of October 18th, Lyft Lux is going away. I kind of I think we even talked about this on Show Me the Money a few weeks ago. I had an inclination that this was happening because a lot of LA drivers who drive Lyft Lux said that it disappeared off of the passenger app. Well, when it disappears off the passenger app, that you can request Lyft Lux, they literally choked the demand off. I mean, that's what they did, right? Because if I was a Lyft Lux passenger on the Lyft platform and I couldn't order Lyft Lux, what am I going to order? I'm going to either go step up, or step down to standard. So now they created this category.
You know why there was no demand? Because they took it off the app.
Yeah, exactly. So they killed the demand themselves, and then now they're making the excuse that there is no demand. I'm going like, it's typical shit. See, we have the Rideshare on next week, but we're talking constant shit about Lyft, right? So these things that, this is truth. So I wish they, with this announcement, Chris, that they figured out where these cars are going to fall into, what category, because it's vague. And to, throw insult to injury, they said, oh, for all the Lyft Lux drivers who are going to feel like crapped on, which, yes, they are, because they just bought a freaking expensive car to the Lyft Lux, which we never recommend, by the way. Don't ever do that, trusting these companies that they're going to keep the category whole for you the whole time. They said adding insult to injury, $2 a ride, $2
category though. The problem is they can just change the years that it's available for. So that's the same thing that we were talking about with Uber Comfort, a couple weeks ago. They changed the years, so cars that were qualifying for comfort now don't qualify anymore because they decided to change the years midway.
Yeah, I mean, look, they can do anything they want. You guys can talk all about, independent contractors and freedom, flexibility, but you don't have any of that. You don't have no control. These companies can do whatever they want. They own the apps, number one. On this one, though, I got really pissed off at this, which was, they're going to give drivers who just got dumped on royally, really, $2 a trip for up to 25 trip, for up to $50 a week to make up for the shortfall from Lyft Lux to wherever they're going to go now, which is most likely it's going to go to standard, because some of these cars on Lyft Extra Comfort are like Buicks and Toyota Camrys and things like that, which are literally the same cars that are on the Uber Comfort platform, right? So I'm going like, well, Tesla Model Y or some Cadillac should not be on standard or comfort. It should be a higher level. So we're gonna find out. I don't know the answer to that, but that was like bullshit, you know, $2 a chip, because one Lux chip was probably equal to 4 regular standard chips as far as in pay. And I'm going like, you know, a lot of people are now pissed off, I'm pretty sure. And you know what? They may lose some drivers. If they don't place this new category, Chris, in the right area, they're going to lose a lot of drivers. You know, people are going to switch to Uber or whatever they're going to have to do. But yeah, this is pretty bad. I mean, it's definitely a cut for Lyft Lux drivers.
Oh yeah. No, I think it's a slap in the face. And you're saying at the bottom on the right-hand screenshot, that email, if you look, it says your 2022 Tesla Model Y meets the criteria for extra comfort requirements. We'll update your ride preferences to reflect it after October 18th. Given your gold status, we're committed to offsetting the impact your per ride earnings. You'll receive an additional $2 on every ride you complete in the 6 weeks after Lux availability
Bullshit.
ends.
Total
Please note
bullshit.
that this is capped at $30 per week. So it's based on, it could be based on the car, but it also looks like your status. So if you're gold status, it looks
Yeah.
like it might be capped at 30. If you're higher tier, it's at 50. So
Yeah, but
it's all
that's
gonna
like
depend
$2.
on,
What is $2, bro? What is $2? It's nothing. I mean, I'm telling you, I have screenshots of Lyft Lux drives out of LA, bro. There's some sweet Jesus trips on those trips. I mean, and they tip a lot of those. You know, customers or passengers are used to tipping because they're all in nice Cadillacs and Infinities and Tesla Model Ys, and they tip, and those are good paying trips. They were probably the only decent paying trip on the whole Lyft platform, unless you're way above that, Lyft Lux Black and then, you know, XL and things like that. So what is $2? $2 doesn't do anything. You know, look, man, that $2, you know, Chris, you know what that is? That's like upfront fares. You know,
$2.
huge
$2
haircut on the fucking 30-mile trip, right? Huge
Well,
haircut
you know
on the
what?
30-mile trip. But
$2 should
then
be the
you're
fuel surcharge.
yeah,
That's what it
well,
should
we're
be.
gonna talk about that in a minute. I'm getting like up to, you know what, with the fucking gas prices in LA now. And you know, on upfront fares, you have 30-mile trips that are paying 30% less now, minimum. And then Lyft and Uber go, oh, but on the short trips you're making up. Well, shit. If I lost $20 on a trip, I have to do 20 short trips for my revenue to be equal. That's kind of bullshit, right? So this is the same thing. $2. What is $2 gonna do for me? I mean, it's an insult to injury, but anyway, whatever.
Yep. So that's the
Yeah, I saw that
unfortunate
one.
thing that's going to be happening. When we get a little bit more information, then we will definitely pass it along. We'll have a lot of information by October 18th when that does start going into effect. So we will be talking about that a little bit more, at least in terms of, you know, what is extra comfort going to look like, what's it going to pay like, all of those types of things. So we will keep you guys posted, especially those who are on the Lux platform and are no longer going to be able to be doing Lux because they're going to be taking it away. For those, I did see a couple of people saying, "Oh, this must be for select drivers," because I didn't get the email. If you're not part of Lux, then
You
it's
wouldn't have
not
done
gonna
this
be
anyway.
at all.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, the other thing, you know, lastly, when Uber went this way, took select off, or actually killed it, just like Lyft did with Lux now, and brought in comfort. I'm hoping and praying that they're not going to price extra comfort just a tad like above like Uber does, because between Uber X and comfort, there's about an 8% difference in pay. That's it. But between regular standard Lyft and Lux was a huge pay difference, right? So if they're going to bring it that low to the Uber Comfort, copying Uber Comfort on that one as well, and for only 10% more, I mean, people are, you know, that's like standard trips plus 8%, really. And yeah, I don't think Cadillacs and BMWs and Tesla Ys should be doing those kind of trips. So, I mean, I feel for the drivers, and again, this shows you that you do not have any control in this. You just kind of, you know, no circle of control on this one. So
Yep. So it's a tough one, but yeah, we'll keep you posted on everything that's going on there. Next, we're going to be talking about another thing coming from Lyft, and that is the surge. Now, what ended up happening was about 2 months ago, I believe it was, they came out and
earnings,
said
yeah, on the
there
earnings,
is a surge, huh?
on the earnings, they said they're going to eliminate surge.
Okay, on the earnings, yeah. So they wanted to eliminate surge, and for the passenger. They didn't say anything about drivers. They didn't say anything about that because I guess Evil Dara was calling the shots or something, even though this is on the list. But we wanted to know, what is this going to mean for drivers? So we were talking about it when it first came out, and now we might have something that could be what it is.
I got a lot of emails last 2 weeks. Actually, I just held on to see if this is reality, and if this is, funny enough, but this guy was doing Lux, right? And this guy is no longer Lux, but this is what he's seeing in his app. Are you people in the chat, please look at this carefully. Are you seeing this as far as, I'm looking at this as a replacement of Surge, Chris, and a little bit more consistent, and then they're going to guide you. I mean, 10% extra on each trip between 9 and 10 p.m, 20% per ride extra between 10 and 11. So obviously they have the demand pretty much figured out, and they're going to guide you into certain areas. But look at the 1 to 2 a.m, 2 to 3 a.m, I mean, which is continuous 2 hours, 40%, right? I mean, 40% is pretty good. So if this is going to be the new thing, I think drivers may like this, even if it's not Lux, if it's regular standard trip. So obviously, I know people are going to say, oh, yeah, but, I could have done a unicorn $20 sticky Surge trip, at 2 a.m. I get you. But if they're going to kill Surge altogether for the driver as well, because they were talking about, look, Chris, how can they kill Surge for this passenger only? I mean, who's going to pay the price for that? The driver is going to pay the price for that. I mean, what are they going to do? They're going to crush their take rate? No, they're not going to do that, because if they take prime time or Surge away on the back end and still pay the driver on the front end, their take rate is going to collapse and their stock is going to go into freaking oblivion, right? So to keep that take rate, they have to eat off of the driver as well, some more, as if it's not enough. So my thing is, if they're going to get rid of Surge, replace it with something like this, okay, at least it's something. So yeah, please chime in. Is that what you're seeing in your cities? And this looks pretty decent to me, because there is no Surge these days anyway, bro. I look at my Lyft app, there's nothing. So.
This one, the math could actually work out, because how many times, if you drive at night, the area where it's going to start surging, where it's going to be.
No, and this has no zones, by the way, people. This is just straight up 40%.
That's what I was going to say. You might take a couple of rides that get outside the zone. You got to try to get back. Well, in this case, that might help it where it's going to be across the board. So it's actually could potentially help you if you have one of those rides that take you where you don't necessarily want to go because it might not be too busy, or it takes you outside of the busy hot zones. So it could potentially work itself out. I would want to see this implemented a little bit, just to see if it would actually equal itself out, meaning the whole Surge. But the whole thing with that is Surge was designed to help attract drivers to that particular area. So now if you have drivers that just say, I don't need to go downtown to the busy bar districts because I don't need to really deal with the drunk people, when I can go, outside on the outskirts and still take some short trips or do certain trips that way. And I don't have to deal with everybody, trying to pick up on the busy streets or anything like that. It could be a little easier. Now it might disperse drivers where they're not able to get them to that particular area as quickly. So there could be some downsides to this as well. And like I said, this is something that you're going to have to play around with for a little bit to see if this is going to be something like a wash, or if it's actually going to be a benefit or a cost when it comes down to it.
I mean, the downside of this, Chris, is capped, right? I mean, if there's crazy demand, you could have a $30 sticky Surge or something, right? Number one. The other thing is, you know how the AFU works, Chris. I'm sorry to say. And when AFU sees 40%, guess what? They're all going to be out there in force, and then to collect that 40%. And how many drivers are going to get that? Look, this is all supply-based, demand-based. They know their numbers. Lyft knows the data very well, and they're going to put these.
Here's the thing. That can actually benefit drivers who are watching right now, because those AFU who go on when it's 40% extra, they're going to go downtown to the busy bar district. They're going to have to try to maneuver around the parking and all that. You as a driver don't have to sit there. You can go somewhere else, still collect that 40%, and hopefully for a few weeks until those drivers actually catch on, then it might be in your benefit. And then that way you can see what other demand is elsewhere in the area versus just working that downtown or that busy bar district area.
Yeah. I mean, on the right side, you guys can see in the dark screenshot, this is Tampa Bay region. So whoever's in the chat or later watching, are you seeing this in your app? Because this is from a driver's app, obviously, and recent. And on the left screenshot, not the two in the middle, on the left one, this is from Dallas Fort Worth area, Cotton Bowl, so Texas, obviously. And if you guys are seeing this, please keep emailing me. And then, and if you do have it, please let me know how it's working out for you. Because this may be the replacement for Surge, people. And for AFU, chairman of AFU is here, Jeff. AFU, by the way, people, stands for And for Micah United. And then we have CPU, which I'm the president of, which is Cherry Pickers United. So we're at a battle between AFU and CPU. So there you go.
Yep. Now, Lyft isn't off the hook. Lyft did some crazy stuff the last couple of weeks, or the last week or so. So we got more to talk
Is this a coincidence, by the way, Chris? We're talking nothing about shit about Lyft before Richard shows up.
I don't know. Hey, Lyft, I'm sure if there's any episode that they're going to be watching, it's probably this one.
This one.
So, I mean, come on, you should have done this before. You should have given us some good roses or something that we could have helped. But if we're gonna see shit, we're gonna call it out, and this is exactly what we're talking about. So moving on to the next thing that Lyft is going and doing.
Are we giving money, by the way, today or no?
Yeah, we can do that right now. Here, let's do that now.
More of my money. So Chris forgot, but see how fair I am. I'm just giving up my money.
All right. So, well, if you want $25 of Sergio's money, enter hashtag money in the chat right now, and we're going to do this segment, and then we will get back and we will see who the winner of $25 is, and that'll be what 12 and a half rides worth of losing your lux on October 18th, because
think about that.
We'll be in that. So that's 12 and a half rides that you're getting for free right now with 25
We're giving you more money than Lyft, people.
Yeah. All right. Well, Lyft is going to the dark side with timeouts.
This is bad.
What is going on with that? Yeah.
This is bad. Okay, this is bad. This brought me back my days of Lyft cancellation rehab school. This I thought this had ended. Okay, Lyft, seriously, I know you're watching this. This is bad. Like, I have no other words but bad. Okay, bad to horrible. Okay, the one on the left. Okay, we're independent contractors. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay. You tell me in your app in the terms of service, clearly terms of service, and if you haven't read it, Lyft, go read it and come back to this, because we'll still be here for another hour, says that you have the right to reject trips, period, especially if you're feeling unsafe and all these other things, according to your TOS. And then you do this. This is bad. This is unacceptable. Okay, here we go. Your account is suspended. Why? It goes, looks like you are still not driving towards your passenger. As a result, you'll be unable to log into the driver mode for 25 minutes. Now, this makes my blood boil. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
This is like telling a second grader in my day, they don't do that anymore because in today's schools, they call it abuse or some shit. My teachers used to tell me, go to the corner, stand on one leg for the duration of the class because I was a clown. This is being a clown. This is bullshit. Yeah. This is unacceptable right here.
I'm sorry, Lyft. We are not kids.
Yeah, this is bad.
This is how you treat kids. You put them in a timeout when they're not listening. Come on.
Bullshit, bro.
Anyway. Yeah, that's ridiculous.
And the one on the right is just blew my mind. So I'm really actually trying to get a hold of this driver. I'm in communication with this driver. I'm trying to help this guy. This one, your account has been deactivated. We reached out several times about poor passenger experiences on your Lyft driver account. Because there has been no changes, your driver account has been permanently deactivated. Now, why do you think this guy got deactivated, Chris?
Because he didn't go to poor passenger experience, better your rating school?
Nope. He canceled too many trips, which is kind of tied to the, to cancellation rehab school. This guy goes, Serge, I didn't do anything bad. I have dash cam footage. I have not pissed off any passengers. I just canceled probably too much. And yes, they have warned me in the past. And now I was trying to drive, and that's his cursor right there. Literally, he couldn't log on. They deactivated him, boom, like that. And he wanted to turn the app on, and this came up. And so now I'm like, bro, what happened? Lyft, we're independent contractors. Come on. This is unacceptable. These two. I mean, I'm talking about this right before Risha comes on, but this is I mean, if this is not unjust deactivation, I don't know what it is. And we are going to talk about this next week. This is part of the comments. You know, we don't want to get fired by AI bots. You know, in the US, we have a saying. What is that saying? That saying is innocent until proven guilty, not guilty until I can prove myself innocent. So this is bad. So there you go.
I thought it was drive fast, take chances. That's my motto.
That's what the guy on the left did, and it didn't work out for him. He got put in the timeout.
Yeah, right. No, you know, William, thanks for the super chat. And, you know, he raised a good point. If I can't get to the rider because of traffic, closed roads, you know, what do they want you to do? Run over cops, run over those areas? So, yeah, it's a real problem there when it comes down to it. So it's definitely something that, you know, just keep an eye out, I guess, is all we can say right now.
Yeah. I mean, email me if you're getting this kind of shit. Email me. This is bad. We have to put an end to this. So, worst things worse. I mean, I don't want to get fired by an AI bot. I need my day in court. I need my day in front of a human being. This is you know, my problem with this, Chris. This is like proliferating into corporate America. Pretty soon, my 18-year-old, 19-year-old college girl and my son are both going to get fired by some AI bot. And that's what's happening here. They're setting up the precedents for this bullshit. This is bullshit anyway. So there you go. Yeah, unacceptable.
Yeah, absolutely. Just keep your eyes out. Keep your eyes peeled on that. If you get anything like that, let me know. Let's give away that money now. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, go for it, Chris. Go for it. Go for it. Spend my money.
Yeah, we're spending your money. Nothing wrong with that.
Money. Okay, we know one person is not getting this. That's the guy in Seattle. Jesus Gonzalez. Okay. All right, Jesus.
Congratulations.
Congrats. Email me, Sergio@rideshareguy.com. No email, no money. You will receive it tomorrow if you email me today. $25 your way. We got one more of these, right? Later? Or two?
We'll do that later. First, what we're going to do is if you want to come on to the stream, we are going to send that into the chat right now. What we're going to do is we got a couple more things we're going to be talking about, but if you'd like to come and join in on anything that we were talking about, then please come in. We're going to give you about 5 minutes. We're going to have to cut you at the hard limit 5 so we can allow other people to come on and all that good stuff. So
rules of engagement. You have 5 minutes. You introduce yourself, where you're from, how many trips you got, how many years you're on, and then talk for 5 minutes, and then I'm on the clock and you're off. So that's it. So we can have many people on. There you go.
Yep.
You want to talk about my ass, you know?
No, we're talking about the gas price. Reamed by the gas pump?
This is yesterday, buddy.
Yeah, it's getting reamed by the gas pump.
Okay, all right. So, you know, as you guys know, last time gas hit $6. After 2 months, Lyft and Uber put in a 55-cent fuel surcharge per trip. Right?
I still think it should be $2 extra per trip.
50, huh?
I still think it should be $2 extra per trip.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. What's 55 cents? If you're gonna do a 20-mile trip, what the fuck is 55 cents? This is useless, honestly.
Exactly.
But
$2 surcharge.
Whatever, bro. Well, anything is better than nothing. Hey, by the way, I was out this morning. It's another 10 cents put on top of this now. So we're like 6, pretty much average everywhere plus on regular. I'm like,
now has anywhere hit 7? I've heard reports that
look, some places do put 7 because they don't want to sell gas. You know what I mean? Or they're not in the business. I don't know what they're doing. Maybe they're selling pot or some shit. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe it's Amaranth.
Yeah, exactly. So these people have conscience, and this is like right around my house. 579 on one place, or 73, whatever it is, and that's the cheapest one I've seen. And 580, 590 is average now. I have upside. I use it, but then I discovered something on upside. Every time gas prices spike like this, their rewards shrink to nothing. Like now it's 3 cents. It used to be like 35 cents when gas prices were normal. Now they spike. I don't know. There's something going on with that. I mean, it's not even worth using it now. I still use it because every time I pump, I fill up my tank, I get money back. But yeah. So what's happening in your area? Look at Houston, Texas, $3.15. Come on, man. It's not even funny, man. That's double. We're almost double. Actually, we are double at super where you are. Oh my God. So this is what I was going to talk about to you guys. We're going to do more series now after a couple of weeks on CPMs. What's CPM? We have a lot of acronyms here. CPM is cost per mile. In cost per mile, this is your big variable cost. With the variable cost, you now have the other side of variable cost is obviously fixed costs. Those right? Oil changes and tires and things like that. But variable cost is gas. Now, when variable cost and insurance premiums are going up, obviously. So variable cost, couple that, Chris, with a variable incentive programs, because 1 week you get some shit, the next week you don't get shit, right? I mean, this is bad. This is economics of this is not looking good to me. So a full-time driver is probably filling the tank every day at $6 a gallon versus $5 like not even a month ago. That's 20%. Have the rates gone up? Has Dara's algorithm what is it? Evil
Dara?
No, not evil Dara. Dara is not evil. Evil, whatever personality he has or whatever. Have the algorithm? Is the algorithm like how actually with upfront fares this would be so simple? Just a freaking algorithm, right? And then the other thing I was thinking is this, Chris, and I bet you they will, if they put a fuel surcharge on, what stops them from shaving that 55 cents, just like they do with the EV credit? They can lower the base by like 30 cents and not pay you the 55. Think about it.
Oh, I think we've already kind of discussed that though as a possibility.
Bullshit.
We saw all that stuff. Yeah. I'm seeing everybody talking about the prices.
479
right around my house, 389, but down the street is 347.
369 is bad. Michael Duva, shut up, Michael. What?
I think gas
is bad. What is it in your Indian reservation?
$3 $2 a gallon again.
What is it at your area?
Down the street for me, it's 389. But if I go to the res down the street a little bit further, it's 347.
That's fucking stupid. We're getting reamed here in California. So this is it. And LA drivers are hurting people. Yeah. I mean it may help with saturation. People may stop driving because this is out of control. So
yeah, especially if they don't come back with that fuel surcharge.
No, ASAP. Lyft, Uber, ASAP, like yesterday. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, something definitely needs to happen.
And don't shave.
Start getting back up to that range. Oh no, don't shave. Definitely not.
Yeah, don't shave. We're on to you. Don't fucking shave. Okay? Don't shave.
Trust me. If you shave, we'll know about it. We'll call you out.
55 means fucking 55.
We'll make sure that our drivers get back what they're owed. Yeah. Don't you worry about that.
Well, we will figure that out. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah. All
right. So let's talk about this book.
So there's a good friend of mine, Brian Merchant, LA Times. He did a couple of really great stories when it comes to Rideshare guy.
He was a guest here too on Show Me Money.
Yeah, he was on Show Me the Money, but he's gonna come on after the book is out. The book is out. Guess what day, Chris? The same day, 26th, next Tuesday. The book is coming out finally. This is an amazingly timely book. So I'm not going to say much about it because I want him to come and explain it. But the only thing is the Luddites. So the name of the book is Blood in the Machine. The Luddites were the people who rebelled against modernization and technology in the 1800s because they were textile workers and their jobs were being taken by the automatic, whatever they had. And in the 1800s, late 1800s. And this is so comparable to today with autonomous vehicles, with delivery robots, and all these things that AI and all these things, right? I don't think this book could be more timely. So we're going to have Brian on explain his book to us a little bit, and we may even give a few signed copies, people. So
Ooh, nice.
He's a great friend, and this is today technology imperils millions of jobs. Robots are crowding factory floors, and artificial intelligence will soon pervade every aspect of our economy. True. How will this change the way we live, and what can we do about it? The answers lie in Blood and the Machine. Brian Merchant intertwines a lucid examination of our current age with the story of the Luddites, showing how automation changed our world and is shaping our future. I feel bad for my kids. So there you go.
All right, so that's the book. It'll be out next week. We'll have Brian on very soon to talk about that. Steve, I see you in the back. We're going to bring you on in just a couple minutes. We got a couple more things that we're going to run through real quick, and we'll
Yep.
bring you on in just a minute. Anybody else who wants to come on as
Yeah,
well,
grab the link, people.
put the link right here. You could come in, hang out in the back room, and
This is your
we're going to
chance,
get to you
people.
guys in just a couple minutes. So thanks for holding on. So the next thing we're going to be talking about. Ooh,
We want a lineup of people here, like 4 or 5 people minimum. Okay, so this is our funnies and whatever. This girl, I mean, nice looking girl, obviously. She came from England, Britain, and she's moved to LA a month ago. So, her complaint was, the biggest complaint is, I'm a British woman living in Los Angeles. I love it here, but I refuse to eat American chicken. I don't know what the heck that means. What do you mean American chicken? It's just you're eating American chicken. You know what I mean? And Uber drivers constantly hit on me. Would you do that such a thing, Chris? I mean, yeah.
not in the car. Maybe at a bar, but I'm also
Okay,
married, so I don't
there
need to do
you
that at this point. I'm
go.
happily married.
Look at the pervert from San Diego, defenestrated. He goes, "Hey, baby." I mean, see, she was probably in your car. She was probably talking about you. What? It's like, this is when we lose control. El Pollo Locos. Okay. So anyway, she goes, I don't understand it. I have no interest in Uber drivers. What do you mean? What do you mean, young lady? We're educated people. We're smart.
Business owners.
I mean,
Did you
what's up with
see
you?
that one? That about 2 or 3 months ago, that woman who was on the airplane. She's like, that person's not real, and like
Yeah,
everybody was
yeah,
arms
exactly.
shaking
That's the
behind her,
devil or
like,
something.
did
Yeah,
you
yeah,
see the
exactly.
one that popped up yesterday? It's a woman who looks literally like this girl here, and she's like, she's on a plane and she's like yelling at somebody. She's like, I'm a social media influencer. Fuck you. And like all this
Yeah,
crap.
fuck
And
yourself.
it's like, you're nothing. I mean,
Yeah. So her complaint is this. He goes, also, I don't care. I don't care what anyone says, but the chicken here is from another planet. It's just like that lady said. That guy's from another planet.
America.
And then it tastes so weird to the point
hormones and
that I
shit.
can't eat it. I'm like, lady, maybe the chicken in England is shit. How about that? Maybe you're just the real deal here, huh? It tastes so weird to the point that I can eat it. And then he goes, it's so weird. But Olivia also has found the men in LA are more forward. Yeah, if you don't ask, you don't receive. That's how we do it here. And
Yep.
particularly in Ubers, where she's been asked on dates multiple times. Yup-de-doo. Okay, tough shit. Get over it. Snap out of it,
Where's my
young lady.
article for all the times that I've been hit on when I was driving people around and passengers were drunk in the back seat? How many times? Where's my story? Because I don't care. I don't
Yeah.
care. Like it's like, oh, okay, have a great rest of your day.
Okay, so I'll rate her like a 8. I'd say 7.5, 8. How about that? That's it.
I don't
Pizza scale.
know. But interesting there.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next little thing. This is something
All right.
that's gonna make your blood
This one
boil.
was very late. Very late. This one. You know how many emails I got about this? I got
3.
like so many emails, bro.
Darn.
So this is from my app, Uber. You know who I'm talking to here. You're my favorite at Uber still, even if when you messed me up with that marketplace fee, you know who you are. But that's okay. Okay, so Uber has their own YouTube channel, people. Show me the money is in jeopardy.
It's called the Rideshare Guy. It's find authentic content created for drivers and couriers like you for all apps. Rideshare Guy. Subscribe now.
Yeah. So this is going to get our subscriber base through the roof, Chris, because people are going to go watch this Kool-Aid whatever show over there, and they're going to go, no, I think I'm just going to go.
There's plenty of negative comments already on their videos.
Yeah, there's plenty. Yeah, and this, yeah, actually, they left the comment open. Defenestrator, you can go comment, which is shocking to me. But what hit me the most, they hit me in the chest, Chris, right here in my chest plate. Look at the right side, people. Look what it says over there. Look what it says there. Behind the wheel.
Them sons of bitches.
Seriously, Chris, we need to copyright strike this shit.
Often,
often
imitated, never duplicated. We had behind the wheel.
Say it again, buddy. Say it again.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Yeah, that's here.
We've been doing behind the wheel for how long now? 6 months?
Oh, it's been quite a while, yeah.
Yeah, 6 months, right? Every week we have amazing stories. April. Please, every Thursday at 8 a.m. we drop a video called Behind the Wheel Series. And Uber, out of all names on the planet, couldn't come up with anything else. And they came up with Behind the Wheel.
Here's the step. It's Lyft follows Uber. Uber follows us.
Okay, sounds good to me. Yeah, there are 5 videos. You're more than welcome to go watch it, and they left the comments open for you guys. Go to bombard whatever you need to do, which is very shocking to me. But the audacity of copying Behind the Wheel. I see copyright strikes coming your way, Uber. I'm kidding, of course. But I see, I mean, why the same thing? We're doing Behind the Wheel. It's our shit. Don't touch it. Yep. Because the way I watched a couple of the videos, Chris, bro, they're a bunch of, Kool-Aid drinking actors. I'm hoping they're not actors, but if they're actors, they're bad actors, bro.
I don't know. The one you sent me earlier in text she was an actor or an actress. So
yeah, she want to be an actress. Yeah, and I was like, no, nobody should go watch this Behind the Wheel. The real Behind the Wheel every Thursday 8 a.m. on our channel. Okay, there you go.
8 a.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. or 11 a.m.
11 a.m. Yeah, 8 Pacific, 11 Eastern, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, there you go.
And then we'll move on. I'm not sure what this was about.
This is our Joe from Chicago who has files of time and distance shaving on these platforms. This is our Joe, and he had one gig with a T-shirt, and he received it. So we do send it out. So you guys don't say we don't send it out. And that's his hustle T-shirt right there. That's Joe. Joe, thumbs up. Keep up the great work. And yeah, that's it. That's where we are.
Awesome. Well, we got a couple of guests waiting in the back room for them to come on. So we are going to go in order. We got Steve, then Jeff, and then Sheldon. So Steve, welcome to the show. How you doing?
I'm doing great, guys. How y'all doing? Love the show.
Hey, Steve. How are you, man?
I'm great. Thanks for all y'all do for the rideshare world.
Tell us from where you are, how many years, how many trips?
So I'm in the Nashville, Tennessee market. I lost count because Uber's made me create new accounts when I got into the black car and then black car fleet. You can't get back in. So I think I've got 4, but I've got over 30,000 trips, I'd say, in about 8 years.
Okay. So, and what brought you to our show today?
Just a lot of free time. So searching YouTube, and you guys have the best as far as advocates for us. So I really appreciate it. And ironically, last week I drive a Tesla Model 3, and last week I decided to only do Lyft Lux all week. I had a good week, and what do you know? What email I get last night?
Oh my God! Was it a rental or was it yours? Is it yours?
It's mine. It's mine. I tried that rental crap. That's the biggest. I mean, I can't. That's a whole different subject. But yeah, nobody ever do that.
So you're in your Tesla 3, and then they took Lux away from you now.
Yeah, I figured. I mean, I missed y'all's segment part of it. Are they going to just keep charging Lux prices to the passengers? And
great question. Great question. I think that's my suspicion. I hope it's not true, right? If they did this, they said, first of all, there's no demand, but if they're doing this to charge in the back end, whatever they were charging at Lux rates and pay the driver at this new comfort, whatever it's called, extra comfort rates, we will figure that out. And we're not gonna like that. We're gonna talk about that. I hope they're not doing that game. I hope they're not.
I mean,
Yeah, we really won't know until the 18th when those get in place.
why not just leave Lux on there and add comfort if they're not?
Exactly. Well,
Yeah.
do you think, Steve, do you think comfort is going to be placed? Where do you think is going to be placed between the extra comfort, not comfort, whatever they called it, extra comfort?
I just assume they're going to copy Uber. I mean, I quit doing Uber because I think they're the evil empire, and then Lyft follows. So Lyft's
Yeah.
not much better, but I do like their app better. They give us more details, and
Yep.
customer service is actually, you don't have chickens in the background if you need to call somebody. So their customer service is better, but I've got about 6 more months of this and I'm done.
Okay.
I
What did
enjoy.
you do? What are you going to do after that? You're retired? You're done?
Well, I'm fortunate. My family owns a bunch of bowling alleys, so I help out there and I do some real estate. And I actually met my biggest client doing this. Picked him up on Broadway here. If you've ever been to Nashville, big party town, and got $1 million listing out of it, and I'm about to sell it for him. So,
Oh my God! See, this is wonderful.
That's a pretty good tip.
I mean, that's so true though. Like networking when it comes to rideshare is beyond anything else, really, because you got
Yeah.
people in the car and you're in close quarters with them, so the conversation can go really well.
Yeah, I think it's great. So,
Yeah.
well, thank you for coming on. Much appreciated. You know, I'm pretty sure I've received some emails from you in the past, and keep me posted as soon as you find out where this extra comfort is falling. Right. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's not going to be at the level of Lux. I'm sure it's going to be less, but I don't know how much less and how much above standard this is going to be. If they're going to what you think, you know, they're going to do 8% or so, 10% above standard, I don't think it's worth it. So, but we'll see.
I agree. I like to, you get a little better clientele with the Lux as well, but
Yeah, 100%.
nobody's forcing me to drive, so I enjoy getting out and doing it. But at some point, you got to decide if it's worth it or not.
Yeah, I agree with you. And thank you for coming on. Keep in touch. Yep. Thank you for the support. Much appreciated.
Yep. And your Bills need to get it together over there, Chris. Make it work.
Yeah, there you
go.
Hey, they won last week, 38-10. So,
hey, you guys have the best fan base. Whenever they come to Nashville, that's the funnest fan base in the world.
Well, as long as they lock up the tables, I'm sure. But they'll find their tables some way.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate all.
Thank you. Thank you, Steve. Much appreciated, man. Be safe out there.
All right, so we're gonna do a giveaway too. We're gonna do enter your hashtag SMTMC in the chat for some money. We're gonna bring on Jeff right now. Jeff, welcome.
Wow. Let's see my model right here. There it is.
You give out the code when I'm on live, so I can't type in SMTMC. You know.
We're gonna keep it on for a little bit for everybody.
It's a pleasure.
So Sheldon, you're up next. Type SMTMC before you come on. What's happening, Jeff? You're looking good, sir.
Well, I'm alive and I'm happy, and I'm dodging in-drive orders while I'm listening to the show. And
how is InDrive doing?
No, we're going to do a special episode with Jeff.
InDrive is doing well, but it has to fit into your business model. It might shock you that I still prefer Lyft because I can get the same $1.10 a mile, not going more than 5 miles from my house ever. But for people who want to do a 60-mile ride and make $60, InDrive is definitely a plus.
Yeah, for sure. So tell me a little bit about how you made yourself the president of AFU.
Well, because I always go tongue in cheek with you. The real question I have is, you're complaining about gas prices. You just put up a graphic and you made $82 an hour last week, and you're still complaining about gas prices in California.
There's always something to complain about, Jeff. But now, in our world, in our rideshare world, if you don't complain, you kind of don't belong. But I mean, I'm talking about this week. I have no quests, no ride challenges. So I guess I wasn't being bought this week. And if you do trips with base fares with those gas prices, you're losing money. Seriously, you are. So.
Well, I don't want to brag, but I filled up for $3.35 this morning, and I'm here.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I use my Lyft debit card, and as a Platinum Plus, I get 8%
8%.
back.
Yeah.
But listen, I don't do this to support a family, so my numbers and feelings are skewed. But
Yeah.
it's no secret that Uber and Lyft are disgusting companies. But if you have a good business model, you can succeed in spite of them. And
Yeah.
that's really what people need to focus on doing, because there is plenty of money to be made. Now, I am more flexible than 90% of other drivers because I'm retired, 1 and 5 in the morning, down on the Fort Lauderdale Strip or by the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. I don't have to get up for another job. But that took 35 years of sacrifice. It doesn't come overnight. We can't all be LeBron James or Josh Allen, but I'm sure if you listen to their stories, they didn't just start playing football 3 days ago.
Exactly.
They put in a lot of blood and sweat equity.
Yeah.
And again, I hate Lyft and I hate Uber, but I like the fact that they don't hide the fact that they're scumbag companies, because it lets you do your business model. It really does. And InDrive is going to change. It's going to change Uber and Lyft. I promise you that. I see much more offers coming through, a lot of new people, and to this day, in the last 4 weeks, I've had 522 Lyft rides that have downloaded the InDrive app before they got out of my car.
Man, you're an ambassador. I'm telling you, you got to get paid by InDrive.
I am going to get paid in the long run.
Okay.
That's how I'm going to get paid, because if nothing else, InDrive, if successful, will make Uber and Lyft have to lower their prices and treat the drivers better.
Yeah, I think InDrive probably will be the only company that, if they're going to do something about it, get some market share from these companies, is going to be the one. And I wish him the best. I mean, we're in touch with the company, and I know you're collecting a whole bunch of data. And after Rideshare is done, the week after, maybe we'll have you on and you'll give us your input. Because look, Jeff is my man in Florida, and he's collecting. He's smart as a whip. He's a businessman. He runs his car as his business. He's appeared on Behind the Wheel Uber as man right here.
The original Behind the Wheel.
The original Behind the Wheel, not this whatever this is that they're doing over there. And Jeff has written the Bible when it comes to what not to do as a rideshare driver, and it's all on our channel. Please go watch it. And anything else to add to that, brother?
Yeah, I just want to say one more thing. For me, I live in the 5 mile stay in area preference. As Platinum Plus, I can use that filter 6 times a day for 3 hours a day, each filter. Now, I don't work that much, but it cuts down on overhead tremendously. I can go home and eat. I'm never more than 5 miles from my house. And I know I'm going to get a lot of hate in the chat and your comments, but shorter trips pay higher dollars per mile.
That's a fact.
And a $2 sticker on a 3 mile trip does way more for your dollars per mile than a $2 sticker on a 30-mile trip.
That's a fact, but that's because you don't look at yourself an hourly person. You look at your dollars per mile more than your hourly.
Do you think Steve Jobs looked at himself as an hourly employee, or Bill Gates, or Jeff Bezos? When you own a business,
I get that, but I don't think that's a great analogy.
And loss.
Yeah, I know. Hey, man, I'm not disagreeing with you. Don't fight with me.
No, I'm just saying. And by the way, I was on the sidelines for 11 weeks from May 31st until the beginning of August. Yep. So I tested your theory about ride challenges. I haven't seen a ride challenger streak since before my open heart surgery.
Yeah, but that's because you do 500 trips a month. They don't need to send you anything.
But that is so
he's saying during that time, though,
when training. So you take a horrible employee and you say, listen, the hell with the great employees. I'm going to pay you a $700 bonus this week if you just do your job. But, and then, I mean, and maybe that's why these companies aren't successful. I don't know.
If you put it that way.
I mean,
I'm a horrible employee. Keep sending me the money.
I agree with so much of what you guys say, but here's what I will never agree with, and I'll close out with this. I can never look at myself in the mirror and be proud of a 9% acceptance rate, or it's not me. I will never do that. I don't care how much money it is. And by the way, this guy who just got deactivated, he's probably had 900 of those accept the trip and cancel. At some point, Lyft has a right to say, I don't want you on my platform anymore.
I'm gonna put
agree
him
with
on
it or
behind the
not.
wheel. Actually, so it's not like that. I'm gonna put him on behind the wheel. The
I'd
story is
love
really
to hear it.
compelling. The story is compelling, but I want you to tell us the first two rules of
Look,
Uber
I
and Lyft.
say it in the chat all the time. There's two rules for ride sharing. Rule number
Listen,
one,
people.
Uber and Lyft will only do what benefits Uber and Lyft. Rule number two, see rule number one. And that's it. So nothing should surprise you what these people do.
I agree.
Thank God I watched tonight, because I was seriously looking the last 3 weeks to buy another vehicle to try out XL and Lux.
Oh
You just
shit!
saved me. You just saved me $70,000 or $80,000.
Thank
Hey,
God.
you know, hey, I'll tell you what. I got a 22 Pilot, and that's XL. So hey, and it's half of that price. So I mean, it's still pretty expensive, but it's a
man.
family car first. So,
Hey.
but I mean,
See, we did some good. We saved you a whole bunch of money and headache.
Well,
There you
listen,
go.
I look forward to talking to you about InDrive when you have me back on. And by the way, I met with someone from their company this week, and they want me to do a ride along with a film crew in my car for some story.
See what I mean?
Awesome.
See what I mean? There you go.
Now, you know my rules. I told them if they'll withhold my last name, I'll do it. But you know, I don't care if my picture's out there, but I will be wearing this while I'm in the
Nice.
car.
Shit. See what I mean? Double whammy right there. Double whammy right there. All right. So we
Well,
love you.
thank you.
Hope your health is good. You know, I'm sure you'll tune in next week to see me get obliterated in the chat because I didn't ask enough tough questions to the Risher. You know what I mean? But you know,
Listen,
hey, it is what it is.
I've dealt with many CEOs, and there is decorum you have to observe, but you do the right thing. And anyone who doesn't appreciate both of you, they're idiots. They're just forever victims. They're forever victims who don't want solutions. All they want is chaos.
I agree.
Exactly.
So
100%.
we love you. We thank you. Hey man.
Thank you both.
Good to see you. Hope your health is good. Next we have go put your name in the thing before we draw the 25 bucks.
I need that $25.
All right. Have a good one, Jeff. We
Thank
are
you,
going
Jeff.
to bring Sheldon on in just a moment. I just want to again remind, if you do want to come on the show, share your thoughts, anything.
Okay,
about
there's
today's show,
234 of you. There's got to be more of you wanting to come on here. Come on, man.
I know.
What's
Don't be
wrong
shy.
with you?
Don't worry. We're not going to bite.
Yeah, we're not gonna bite.
But yeah,
Come on
if you
now.
want, so let's bring on Sheldon. Thank you for waiting. Appreciate that. How you doing?
Sorry, Sheldon. It's just like, you know.
Oh, Sheldon, you're
How you doing,
muted. You
bud?
gotta unmute yourself.
Sorry about that. I muted myself so I wouldn't get the feedback and whatnot. I just want to say thank you for all that you teach us, and those that are not adhering to the things that you say, they're missing out. Period. End of story.
We try.
Of course, I'm going to complain about something. Lyft,
Go
they
for it.
just all the time, but you gotta learn how to adjust to that whip. And once you do, you're good. But then before too long, here comes another. I was picking up passengers from the Patriots game yesterday. Took us a half an hour just to get out of the parking lot. We finally did. Traffic's moving along, probably about 45 miles an hour. 5-6 cars in front of me. So I did the same. Didn't hit the car that was in front of me, but the car in back of me slammed into.
Oh shit.
I had passengers in the car. I was dazed. I ended up having to go to the hospital. While I was in the hospital, I realized that they had deactivated my driver's account. By the time I got out of the hospital, I was 21 miles away from my house. went to order my Lyft home only to realize that my passenger app was deactivated too. For what? For what? What does that have to do with that accident? That wasn't my fault, by the way.
Okay, do you have a dash cam for this?
See, and that's the thing. I cleaned the car out, wiped the windows, and I was rushing. I had been sick all week long. I didn't drive all week. I was sick. It was like the second, third trip that I took that day, and it just didn't dawn on me that I didn't have it up.
Okay? You said it's not your fault that you got rear-ended. Obviously, it's not your fault, right?
Yes.
You have a police report?
Yeah, I got the police report and everything. I mean, I'm going through the changes now, but of course, we've talked about this before. The first time that I was on message support, forget it.
No. We're not even going to deal with message support. Okay, so email me, please, right after this. I'm telling you, email me. I'm going to direct you to Brian Greening, who we work with. Brian Greening. It's called Legal Rideshare.
Yes.
They will take care of you. Trust me. Just email me to remind me because my brain is freaking.
I will.
Okay, and I will send you the link, and I will, in fact, write an email to Brian directly, so to deal with you directly himself, and he will take care of it. You don't have to deal with you don't have to deal with Lyft or this or that, or you have all the information, right? Police report and pictures and things like that, right?
You have everything. In fact, this morning, their insurance company, now, mind you, this is only.
Don't talk to anybody. Don't talk to anybody.
All right.
Don't talk to anybody until you talk to Brian. Don't talk to anybody. Okay? Just give me 1 day. Just email. I will email actually after the show. I will email Brian and forward your email to him as well, and I'll put a couple of words in there, and just don't do anything. Just wait a day.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
And the deactivation, by the way, is not a full deactivation. It's a suspension. They will suspend your account until they figure things out on their end. It's not going to be full on deactivation.
The passenger account? What does that have to do with it?
That I don't know. That one is I am not sure. I don't know.
That one I don't know about either.
Totally bullshit. That's just how I feel. I don't use that language, but that's how I feel right now.
Okay. Well, we're going to try to take care of it. So we're going to try to take care of it.
20 miles away from my house. So what did I do? I downloaded the Uber passenger app, and I got an Uber home. So Lyft messed up.
We'll try to help you out. But don't talk to anybody until you talk to Brian. So that's it.
Yep.
Alrighty.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you for your time, gentlemen. I appreciate it. I just had to get that out.
No worries, man. No worries. Just
good you came on because we'll get you in touch with Brian over at Legal Rideshare. You can talk to him. We have a couple of videos too posted already on the channel with Brian and I forget who else was on at the same time, but they were talking about it as well, like steps to do. So yes, make sure you email Sergio right after, Sergio@therideshareguy.com, and he will be able to forward to Brian for you.
That's why I'm not sure I got on hashtag SMTMC. I'm not sure I got that on there. It said the studio, but I'm okay with it. Whatever.
Well, you can do it now
when you get off, go on the live stream and put it in the chat.
No, you know what? Just hang in there. Just we'll take care of you if we can. I'm pretty sure Brian will take care of you. So don't talk to anybody. If you did talk to anybody, you tell Brian that you did, but don't answer any phone calls. Just give him a day.
I got you.
All right.
Yeah, unless it's Brian calling you.
Yep. Probably Brian's going to call him now. Yep. All right. Take care, Sheldon. Thank you, man.
Right, really good luck with everything. Keep us posted how everything goes as well, too.
Feel better.
All right. You know I will.
All right. Thanks. Bye. All right. Thanks, Sheldon. All right. We got Know Your Worth on. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. So I was watching a video off of the Rideshare professor.
Hey, man. So you can't bring anybody up on the chat.
So apparently Uber thinks it's okay to charge for background checks that they're requiring.
That's not true at all. That's not true.
So,
I already spoke to Uber this morning. That is definitely not true.
Oh, I was gonna say that would really piss me off. I haven't gotten any.
I
I
already
think
know, and I
moderators
already
off.
we're ahead of you, buddy. Don't worry.
Yep.
Like I said, we talked to Uber quite a bit. The first thing I did this morning was that. Then I go, if this is the case, I go, this is bullshit. And they go, what are you talking about? I'm like, I don't know. I'm gonna talk about this today. They go like, no, there's nothing like that going on. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So okay, Thorsten is here. He said they
problem
started in
solved.
Canada. Okay, Canada is not the US. So you're in the US, right? Know your worth?
Yeah. I'm in. Like I
Okay,
said, I'm
so
based out of
it's
Georgia and
not in
Carolina.
the US. It's not
Okay.
in the US.
Thank God.
Yeah, that would piss me off because think about this, right? Okay, think about this. Know your worth. Okay, in what business that you're? Well, first of all, they're not our boss. Let's say they're not our boss, but
No, they're not.
they're our contractor, right?
Mhm.
We're trying to get hired. In what world does an independent contractor pay for his or her own background check? I'm going like,
I mean, I don't
that would
think
be the biggest lawsuit ever on the planet. So I go like, nope.
the only thing I could think of is like the InDrive thing, but I mean that's its own classification in itself. Because to get on the platform, to get on the platform, part of the fees to sign up for, I believe you do pay for a background check, but I think it's a one-time thing. It's more into detail.
No.
So,
It's like the same thing.
Maybe you're talking about Rides, because Rides makes you pay for your own background check. So
yeah.
Sorry
about that.
No, but that's not true in the US. And at the moment, you're safe. But if it does happen, trust me, we will pound their asses. Don't worry about it.
Well, I mean, the way things are going, these companies are going downhill by the day. The writing really is just on the wall as far as how bad everything is getting. And that's why I think we need regulation. I'm not in favor for like the government coming in and doing everything, but we need more regulation. These companies don't need to have free reign.
Yeah, look, at the moment we're at the whimsy of the algorithms, and we're going to try to put a stop to this upfront bullshit, and I mean it. So, yeah. And to answer Thorsten, no, they did not stop because I called them Thorsten. I inquired if that was fact, and they said no, nothing like that is happening in the US. I did ask if it's happening in Canada. I'm waiting to hear from them. So it may not. I mean, look, I did run a search. Something like that did take place 2 years ago. There are a couple of articles from 2021. I don't know. You got to check your sources when you get these things. But other than that, yeah, no, that's not case.
All right. Well, thank y'all for letting me on. I have
no worries.
Over here. All right. Thank y'all.
Yep. Have a good one. All right. Thanks. Know your worth. And we have Alan. Alan, how you doing?
Alan, what's up?
Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going?
Good. Where are you from? What are you? How long? How many trips? Give us.
I've been on the platform about 6 months. I'm a Mach-E driver here in the LA area.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm with you, Sergio. I'm with you. So, just really quickly, the one thing I wanted to comment on was here in LA, as you know, Sergio, Lux is dead, man. I mean, the Lux requests were coming in maybe one every 2 hours. And I just think that having this new platform, allowing more users, hopefully, to use the new platform, more riders to select that platform, that will kind of, I don't know for sure, of course, until we see the pricing. But if we have more users using that platform, then, we might be able to see a pay increase more than, maybe we were getting on Lux. I'm just, obviously it's wishful thinking. I'm, water half full or glass half full, however you want to look at it.
No, but I think you have a valid point. Okay. So first of all, they killed Lux by removing it from the
they buried it all the way down
platform,
at the
right? Order, because I was looking at mine. It wasn't there. I'm like, okay, well, if it's not there, how can I order it? So it goes kind of vice versa. That's why you're not getting the request, because it's not on all. They didn't remove it from all passengers' platforms, but they probably reduced it enough to slowly kill the demand, right? Because these people are not dumb. And then once the demand is down, now they go, okay, now we'll have this new platform, which I'm actually I emailed them today. I go, where does this belong? Like, is it just like Uber's Comfort, which is going to pay 10% more than X? They didn't say anything. Communicating with these people is like pulling teeth. You know what I mean? It's just don't come back and forth. But I agree with you. I think if they're look, I, as an LA driver, I'm going to say probably 30%, maybe close to 30% of all the pings I receive are Comfort on Uber platform. Right. And it pays a little bit more, and they're better behaving passengers, mostly better tipping passengers. So, maybe they're just going to, what you said, increase demand. So time will tell. What areas do you drive in, bud?
I drive in the West LA area mostly. So like Hollywood, Santa Monica.
Oh, WeHo, Santa Monica?
Yeah, WeHo, Santa Monica, downtown LA, obviously the two campuses, USC, UCLA. Yeah. Right now with Lyft, the only way to make any money is to complete those challenges, right? Those 50 rides. So of course I do a lot of short rides. I got an EV. So of course, short rides just make more sense for me than trying to do long rides. Yeah. So
do you own the EV or are you renting it?
I own my EV. Yeah.
Okay,
so
great. Yeah. Look, listen, when you do those challenges, you know about USC, right?
Yeah, of course. Yep. Yeah. Which, by the way, obviously, if they take away what they did, they pretty much killed shared rides as well, right? So it's still, I still go to USC and I get enough rides, but it's still one ride per passenger. It's not like it was before where you.
Oh, no. They have share. No, okay. You need to email me. This is Fight Club Boards, so you need to email me, Sergio@therideshareguy.com. Okay. I'm going to hook you up with my buddy in LA, and he will teach you how to do this properly. So,
because
Sergio@therideshareguy.com.
Okay.
Email me.
I'll email you for sure.
Anything else, bud? You're a newbie, 6 months, not too long.
Yeah,
how are you enjoying it? Are you liking what you're doing, or are you hateful like everybody else?
I like what I do. I mean, I've only been doing it. I do 20 hours a week. I do enough to get the 50, EV bonus. Obviously, if they give me another bonus that's like, hey, do 50 rides, I just do 50 rides together. You get the EV bonus and you get whatever bonus they're giving you. So, I never do more than 50 rides, maybe at the most 55 rides if they offer me some sort of 55 ride bonus. But 20 hours a week is my minimum, or is my goal maximum. So yeah, I like it. I like what I do. I do it part-time. It's an easy way, especially with an EV right now in the LA area. It's an easy way to make money. So
yeah, for gas at $7 a gallon, hell yeah, you're laughing all the way to the bank on that one.
Exactly.
And
exactly.
I know. And any other parting words for us? I mean, thank you for coming on, obviously, but
no, I love what you guys do. I've been following your channel, following your show. I also follow the Rideshare Professor. You guys definitely provide some insight that the average person just wouldn't be able to gather. Because we're not out there in the front lines all the time. Yes, we're on the road driving, but I don't see what's going on in the background all the time. So it's nice to always get caught up with what's going on in different areas of the especially of the U.S. So yeah, I love what you guys do. Keep it up. Love supporting the channel. So keep it going.
Thank you, much appreciated. Everybody has their own tune, man. When it comes to rideshare, we try to keep it a lot more balanced because we're honestly really working hard to fix things, but it's for the greater good as opposed to just complain about things. But stay safe out there. Email me. I'm pretty sure I'll see you when I'm driving, and we'll grab a coffee and chit chat and whatever you want to do. Okay.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
All right. Thank you, Alan.
All right.
Divin Dad, are you still here? Tony, are you here? Yeah, you're here. Yes, okay, sir. I put up your comment, Tony, that you made $3K last week. Can you come on and tell us how you did that in Denver, bro? Tony? Okay, so to grab the link, Tony.
All right. We're going to do our giveaway right now. And anybody else who wants to come on the show, the link is right there. So you can click the link and come on. Give me a second. Let me get this set up.
Oh, there's 260 of you. Nobody wants to come on. You guys, this is your chance, man.
I know, right?
I know, bro. They're all gun shy.
Let's see who is $25 richer.
Yeah, more.
Mr. Gambit.
Mr. Gambit. Mr. Gambit. I had an email from Mr. Gambit who unlocked whole bunch of can of worms on Uber's ass. Gangster Gambit, much appreciated.
Congratulations, Mr. Gambit.
Mr. Gambit, you unlocked the box for me today, right at 1:30, Mr. Gambit. You know what I'm talking about? We'll talk about it next week. Well, maybe week after that. Where's Tony? Where did Tony go? Where's
He's
the beard?
coming on right now.
Where's
Tony,
the
how you
beard?
doing?
Hey, how's it going? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Are you
All
delivering?
right.
What are you doing?
I'm getting ready to take the kid to soccer,
Oh,
nice.
which they may cancel because it's a little cloudy.
no,
It may rain.
Bro, soccer played snow, sleet, rain. We play. That's it.
Yeah,
Good lightning.
she's in rec. She's in rec
Oh,
league.
okay. Sorry. Oh, man, he's like 4 years old. So listen. First of all, how's your health? I know you had C19. I know the whole community got C19 because of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So everybody else is getting it now.
Yeah. No. Anyway, but so I saw your comment. I put it up. Okay. Tony's in
Yeah.
Denver, by the way, and I saw him a month ago when I was in Denver. He picked me up graciously at the airport, and we had lunch. I saw him quite a bit. Lisa, how's Lisa doing? When is the baby due?
Oh, she's scheduled for induction on October 11th, which is my birthday. So
My daughter's birthday too.
I'm trying to pass it on to her, but she usually doesn't go all 40 weeks. So today she was feeling kind of like maybe she's having some pre-labor stuff. So we'll see.
Oh, shit. Okay. All right. So you put it up $3,000. How did you make $3,000 last week? Tell our audience how you still can make $3,000 without driving 80
short trips.
hours.
I do short trips, and then I've got a free charger kind of close to the airport. So once everything kind of starts slowing down, I will try, at least on the busy travel days, to get me a Lyft Lux or a Uber Comfort to the airport, go charge up, then go back and do some more short trips, only while doing catering only on DoorDash. And then I have a couple of catering apps as well. No private clients were involved with any of the money from last week, so it was all app work. And then Lyft, I had like a $155 bonus for the beginning of the week. Uber, I had a 400.
Uh-oh.
Okay, we can still hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right, yeah, I just had to decline a call. So Uber, I had a $400 bonus, but I didn't even get to make all the trips. By Thursday I was at $1,800. By Friday I was at $2,300. So I was just that's the other thing, waking up early in the morning and hitting the surges on Mondays and Fridays, and then Saturday nights just hitting how to hold your surge if you know how to do that. If not, I'm sure you can ask somebody.
No, that's Fight Club. Fight Club. We don't do Fight Club.
So get me a surge, do short trip, and do it again until the surges die down. Then during that time, I have Lux only running. Well, now it's going to be Lux Black in the future.
Yeah, so you have a black Tesla, which I know, and luckily it's black, obviously. Otherwise, how do you feel about this Lux change that they did? Sucks.
It's the same as I felt about when Uber took away Select and then gave this BS requirements for Uber Comfort. And Uber Comfort pays way less than Select did. And in Denver, I only see Comfort when it's super high demand, and that's because people don't want to wait as long for an Uber X.
I agree.
And the same with Lyft. I can get a lot of Lyft Lux and even Lyft Lux Black on Mondays just because people are trying to get somewhere fast and they don't have time to wait.
Yeah.
So if you're short on the upper categories, just turn them on for the super busy times. They'll be busy.
Look, you're doing everything right. Okay, this is a veteran driver. He's been at this for a while. He had W-2s before, and he's got 5 kids, 6 coming up. He homeschools, or the family homeschools all of them. So this is perfect gig for him. Okay, number one. Yeah, somebody asked where he's calling from. He's calling from Denver, Colorado, or somewhere in Denver. Look, man, he's doing the right things. He's multi-apping. He's hitting it when it's hot. He's working when and where there is demand. So you don't just go work like when there's no demand and complain you're not making money. The game has changed. You got to play the game, and this man is playing the game.
Right, and you could probably, if you're a driver that's into the vibe, you could probably make even more money than I did, going to downtown or Boulder, especially now that school's back in and the buffs are really, at least for the home games, the buffs are killing it.
Oh yeah,
so you
exactly.
you could probably make more money with the party scene, but I'm not a party scene person, so I stay out of that area. But I still make good money. I did have to put in about 80 hours to do that, so it wasn't just easy.
No, man, but you gotta hustle. You gotta hustle. There's no free
when
money.
you have a whole week off and you weren't planning for a week off versus when you have a week off when you plan for it, it's totally different.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. All right, take the kid to soccer.
All right.
We love you. Much appreciated. Godspeed with Lisa. Keep me posted. I'm sure you will. Good luck with all that. And stay healthy. Be safe out there.
All right. Have a good one.
All right. You
thanks,
too.
Yep. All right.
The next guy we should skip.
Well, we got two more people coming on. We're going to end it after
that.
This
next guy, Michael Duva from Boston. We need to skip this guy.
Why?
You already were on Show Me the Money, bro. I mean, no, whatever. Behind the wheel. Behind the wheel. Yeah.
Sergio, 369's too cheap.
The what?
369 too cheap. That's why you're gonna skip me.
Yeah, that's 369 is cheap. But so, what do you think about this? Let me ask you this, Michael. He was on Behind the Wheel, very popular episode 2 weeks ago. What do you think Uber copying us with the Behind the Wheel thing?
Well, are they? I don't know. I don't follow Uber really.
Yeah, they are. They sent everybody emails saying that we have a Behind the Wheel series on Uber's YouTube channel now.
Oh, fucking surprise! That's usually Lyft copying.
Yeah. Well, Lyft copies Uber. Uber apparently copies us.
I'm just flabbergasted. Now we gotta sue these people. Anyway, what's up? What's on your mind? Get off your chest and get off my stage.
I don't know. What do you want to talk about? Friggin' Thursday, Friday?
I don't want to. Okay, you know what? Without giving too much, I want you to actually tell our audience, we want to be Show Me the Money ideas, right? Here's the deal. How about this? Okay, it's on our channel from 2 weeks ago. You guys can go check the video, individual interview with Michael. Besides DoorDash and, well, he got deactivated on Uber because he killed somebody. but he's on Lyft, right? But he discovered something in his city. Without giving the particulars, summarize what you do on the side of the side for 2 minutes for me, and then get off.
I do pickups for a drug and alcohol recovery, and
boom, there you go.
I get to charge 4 or 5 times what Uber or Lyft would pay me. I'd probably get about $30 for it for Lyft. From Lyft or Uber, I get $150.
So you go pick up people who are going to these centers from the airport and drive them back to the airport when they're done. Is that what you're doing? I'm
picking them up at the airport mostly. Sometimes I'll get the discharges, sometimes not. And then I pick them up at other recovery centers too, which sometimes a couple of the rides with $300-400. For a 2-hour ride, hour and a half ride. So much better. Yeah. And I had contracted for a dual diagnosis hospital a couple years back. I worked for a cab company and same thing. They kept me so busy and so much. I mean, you got to do a lot of handhold, and some of the clients are a little bit tough to manage, but it's worth it. You get paid.
Look, man, you're making money, right? You're making money. Half of your, I know you because I know you, but half of your money is from this kind of thing, right? Look, this is an extra idea for you guys. I mean, in every city, I'm sure these addiction centers happen, and they have quite the crowd coming and going. And whatever he did, do it. Give him a call, introduce yourself, and offer your services. Don't do it in Boston. He's in Boston. But I'm sure there's
plenty of work for everybody.
Plenty of work.
There's plenty of them out there. And obviously it's not affected by the ups and downs. You're gonna get the people going into rehab all the time, whether the economy is good, bad, ugly, whatever.
Yeah, I agree. All right, thank you, my man. Stay safe, be healthy. I will see you around.
Did you hear last week on Thursday, Friday? We didn't get any surge at all up here with Lyft.
They may be turning it off, buddy.
Totally.
Potentially, yeah.
Because I worked 2 12-hour shifts and didn't see any whatsoever.
Yeah. We're going to talk about that next week. So.
Yeah. Oh, all right. All right. Won't hold you up much longer.
All right. Love you. Take care. Be well. Right. Be safe.
Bye.
Don't go macing people. You know what I'm saying?
And God bless with the interview next week. You'll do awesome.
We'll do all right. Don't worry.
Yep. Thanks. All right. Have a good one, Michael.
Okay. Last two. We have two. Yep. That's it. Oh no, we have 3. 2. How do we have
2 left? Yep. All right, Kyle, how you doing?
Hey. Oh, look! My twin showed up. Now you have to send one to Chris, bro. You have to send one.
No, I need to get a Chris's size. What size?
Today, and then he put it on after.
No, Chris, what size?
Large.
Large?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So send me your address. I will send you some swag.
All right. So what's on your mind, sir? And how do you like Lux being taken away?
Oh yeah, that's a very sad days. Rest in peace. But going back to your question to last guy, as far as the Uber coming out with their own show, I think my best answer for that is that flattery is the best form of I guess compliment, right?
Yeah.
Imitation is the best form of flattery or compliment. Is that the same? Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
I think that's the thing. It's like, obviously you guys are doing it right, and you are advocate for the rideshare drivers and delivery and gig workers. And, you, Sergio, particularly been, awesome advocated for, gig with it. So I appreciate that for all the, the exposure that you're giving, for, I guess, me and our company. And, I think, it's important, main thing is like, I'm seeing that's like the game has changed, even like from a year ago, the surge, the rideshare bonuses. I remember, Uber was giving out $9 per trip, right? $9 per trip, like, every hour, like every other hour and stuff like that. And it's like gone. It's like, it's a joke now. It's like $1.50. And
yeah, so, but I know why you do, and I know your numbers, and you're still grinding. I know you. Look, he probably maybe the hardest grinder in LA, to be honest with you, because he still drives and he figures it out, man. I mean, look, his numbers are still good, but he's doing a lot more trips for the same money.
Yeah, I mean, I think compare myself. Like before, I was a marathon runner.
Yeah.
But now I'm a sprinter. So I basically, try to, do as little as I can in the fastest time as possible, and then try to, get off the road and, working on other pivots. And obviously, this brand, which was, kind of an inspiration that you and I originally came up with, is kind of like my pivot. And hopefully, I could build that into something special. But I think for my message for the audience and the rideshare drivers, and it's like like the importance is like I know it's like easier to complain, right? But it's like in my mind, it's like what, there's certain times like complaint doesn't really help you, right? You have to find the creative ways to work around the game, right? Being a background, the gamer. I see this as a game, right? So I'm always like thinking about, okay, this is what Uber wants me to do. So how do I avoid not doing what they want to do and maximize my income? So maximize my time so that I can maximize my worth. And so I think, it's like my message will be that, it's like I can't say how you should work because I don't know your area. I don't know the bonuses and challenges that you get. Only you know. Right. But you have to know, like, what is the best time to drive? Going out at 10 a.m. is not probably going to be the best time. So you have to make it work. If it's 3 o'clock in your area, then do it 3 o'clock and be home by 8, 9, and then spend the rest of the day. Right. So my main thing is like, you have to understand your situation and maximize and try to minimize those times that you're putting in, because like you spending 12 hours on the road and basically getting paid $15 an hour is like crazy.
Yeah.
Right? It's like literally like it's insanity to me, like for that people are doing this. And unfortunately, as long as like there's people who are constantly accepting these like low fares, right? The strikes is not going to work, is because these guys will accept everything. And the minute they see a surge, right, these guys are going to turn on their app and join the surge because they need that money. So
Yeah,
I
I mean,
feel
but Kyle, I mean, you do it the right way. You grind when you need to grind, and you hustle, man. Without hustle, there is no money.
Yeah.
And thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. There's like more people behind you, but we'll see you next week. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah. Hey, wish you the best on your interview next week, and thank you so much. And
You're welcome.
Chris, I
And
will send you some shirts.
yeah, there you go. Now
sounds
we'll
good.
be unisex with Chris.
All right.
See you, man. See you
Take care.
around.
All right, have a good one, Kyle.
All right, two more. We can't say two, so we got to end at two. The third person ain't coming on. Mohammed.
Mohammed, how you doing?
Mohammed,
Good
how you doing?
afternoon. I'm the Beagle Meister. Don't be scared. I got a haircut, bald.
You're
The
looking
reason I'm
good. You're
calling
looking good.
is it's I really don't like the idea of Lyft Lux being canceled. Here's why. Lot of the people that want leather seats, they would want Lyft Lux, partly because if it's now available, I don't know if all man, if all if I don't know if comforts they all have to be leather. If they're not, it's going to disappoint a lot some of the drivers. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
some of
I
the
mean,
riders.
what we don't know the rules, because that's why I asked him today. I go, listen, man, to do Lyft Lux, you have to have certain things like leather seats, the certain car, whatever. They
Okay.
just cut it off, and they didn't make anything clear. Like, okay, we're gonna pay you this much less than Lux, but this much more than standard. This is where your car belongs. This is the platform. I mean, they didn't say anything. They just said no more Lux. I'm like, what kind of
Right.
bullshit is that, right? But when it comes out, we will let you guys know. I'm pretty sure we'll announce it. Where the new list is, right? What you need to have. Did you have a Lux car?
I had one for like almost like a year and a half. I have a GMC Acadia, which I used to drive Lux and XL very extensively, and that paid very well. But the engine blew out, so it's yeah. So now I have a Camry. Right now I'm in inspection protocol. I gotta get my car get it inspected and see what's Chris and Sergio. This is my approach when I receive a request on Uber or Lyft. Now I'm good with math, so if I receive a request, let's just say it's paying like $17 for a total of a 10-mile ride.
Yeah.
Now with my math is 10. I use the depreciation rate per mile. So right now it's 62 cents or 65 cents.
Yeah.
So 10 times 65 cents is 650.
Right.
So on that ride, if it's taking me like 20 minutes and I'm getting like $11 for that 20 minutes, I take that trip. I don't know if that's a good approach. What do you think?
Not necessarily, because the reason, the 65.5 cent that you're using, or 65 cents, which is this standard IRS deduction, right? A lot of cars, trust me, Muhammad, they are way below that 65. I think 65 is pretty high, actually. Like if you're driving a 6-8-year-old Prius, I think your cost per mile is maybe 28 cents a mile, right? And then we had this guy Jeff that came on, before you, from Florida. His cost, he figured it out down to 28 cents a mile. So 65 is pretty high. So, but the other thing you can do, this is the other thing you can do. An average car. What city are you in, by the way?
I'm in Dearborn, Michigan.
Michigan. Okay, so your gas prices are cheaper than we are. But in LA, let's say, okay, I know my car, or on average, car takes between $6 and $7 per hour to run, including gas, insurance, depreciation, all of it, right? So if you're making 25, 28 an hour, take $6, $7 out, you're making 22 net. That's one way to look at it. But using 65.5 cents for your car may be too high. Maybe your cost is 50. But email me, please, Sergio@therideshareguy.com. I'll send you something that'll make it easier to figure out what your cost per mile is.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for having me on. Thank you for the work that you do, and I'll still continue to follow the Rideshare guy and show me the money club. Thank you.
Thank you, Mohammed. Thank you. And say hi to Nana back there. So
that's mom, and that's mom.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. Have a good night.
And stay healthy and be safe out there.
Thank you. Have a good night.
All right, thanks. Bye. All right. One last person. Tyler, how you doing?
Last but not
Hey,
least.
can you hear me? Is everything good?
Yep.
Awesome. So I had a quick question regarding Lyft. I'm in the Richmond market, Virginia, so near the DC. I've noticed on Lyft at the airport, people are not seeing the same surges as me, and they're having weird hidden surges. Like when I mean hidden, like they'll get a ping, all of a sudden it's a $6 bonus. Are y'all noticing that, or is it just my market? Because it's really strange.
It's your market, but we have done quite a bit of testing on this in the past called algorithmic wage discrimination, right? So you will get something else, somebody else will get something else. This could be just specific to the queue at Virginia and in your airport. But this does happen, and I'm not going to say it doesn't happen. It does quite often happen. And just be selective, man. I mean, wait for the surge, wait for the hidden surge, whatever they're doing up there. Look, the best way to do it, I don't know how long you've been driving.
About 7 years.
Okay, so you're a veteran, right? So you don't need to go talk to a veteran. You see the changes because your brain is your brain needs to adapt constantly. Like, okay, in fact, within the geofence of the, like I'm at LAX, right? In the old days, we used to have spots, weak spots that we would keep getting surges, and I would make sure I go park there. Even down to the within the geofence at your airport, figure out these different spots, go park. Like drivers who park here are getting the surge, but drivers who park here are not getting the surge. All kinds of games. You need to play the game. Okay, I call it a game because it is a game. Okay.
So I mean, have you found if it has to do with your acceptance rating? If you're like a high ranked driver, is it just complete random?
Complete random. I don't think. I mean, they will never accept that high acceptance rates are going to get the surge and the other ones are not. But, again, talk to other drivers, figure out, put the phone side by side. I'm sure, I don't know what your acceptance cancellation is, but, and talk to other drivers who are complete opposite of you. Who's getting what, right? The only way to do this is by testing. You got to do your test in your own market. So
no, we're like all beside each other at the queue, and like we all had different numbers. One had 10, one had 0, one had 3. It's just really random.
Well, once you see that, then dig deeper a little bit and talk to that driver who had 10. What kind of AR or what kind of CR he has, right? And talk to the driver who didn't get any to see what kind of AR and CR he has, right? So maybe there's some correlation there. So, but you got to keep playing this game, and that's the only way to figure it out.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it being on the show. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Be safe, man. Be safe.
Thanks, man. Y'all take care.
All right. So thanks for everybody coming on. Again, big announcement next week. Right here on Show Me the Money Club, David Risher is coming on, going to be interviewed. So we are going to have a live show for that. One thing we are going to say right now, we are going to be keeping the chat. The chat is going to be open, but we are going to have our moderators on it. We want to keep it a good, clean chat when it comes down to it, as well as everything that's going on. So just be aware of that when it comes to everything on next week's show with David Risher. It's going to be a good one. We're looking at least 30 minutes. We're trying to squeeze out a little bit more, maybe 35, 45 minutes. But it's definitely going to be a 30-minute interview at least. So it's going to be a really nice one. He's going to start off the show. So we're going to start right at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific, right at that time. Bring him on shortly after we begin. So it's going to be pretty much right into it. And Tony, I was going to text you, so don't worry about that. Appreciate the help. But yeah, that's one thing to remember. Money Hungry is tomorrow with Kim and Zach. And we got another Behind the Wheel coming. The original, the one, the only, the real Behind the Wheel. And Sergio, anything else going on?
No, I'm excited. I hope I can control my breathing for the interview. And I'm pretty sure I'll be okay. Look, we're going to We're gonna do our best, right? I'm sure I'm gonna miss some stuff, but this is not a scripted interview, people. Okay, it's gonna be a conversation. It is not scripted. They don't have the questions. I'm pretty sure they have an idea what we're gonna discuss, so I'm pretty sure he's ready. It's going to be respectful. If any of you get out of line, you're going to get booted that day. I'm telling you, don't get mad at me because we cannot allow people to be belligerent and come up and talk some Zionist, racist, stupid shit like that. So you know who you are. And but anyway, yeah, I'm excited, bro. I think it's going to be great. I hope it's first of many.
Yep, absolutely. So make sure you stay tuned for next week. It's going to be a big show, and then we'll have more on after. Because like I said, about 30, maybe 45 minutes. So we'll still have more. Jeff has a good point. Do not let him get on tangents. So yeah, we're gonna keep him right
I'll do
on
my
there.
best, guys. You guys are
Yeah,
putting more pressure on me, man.
But yeah, we do appreciate it. Again, that's next week. Make sure you are subscribed. We also have a Discord channel. I forgot to mention that earlier. So if you want to keep the conversation going, check the Discord. The link is going to be in the description. Again, we do recommend the dash camera. We did hear a driver did not have his dash camera in during an accident. Another reason why you want to have a dash camera in the event something happens, link is going to be in the description below. So if you want to get a display it ride dash camera, use the link in the description below, enter RSG20 for 20% off. And other than that, I'm going to do a shameless plug right now for my series called Buffalo by the Slice. I've seen people do little pizza slices and stuff like that. Somebody said that they had pizza for dinner. I did too. Fun fact, but yeah, go over and check out my channel. It's called the series is called Buffalo by the Slice. So just type in Buffalo by the Slice and it should pop up. There's 2 right now. There's going to be a 3rd one probably in the next couple of days. I just got to go through and edit it. But yeah, we got some fun stuff coming from that. So with that being said, anything else, Sergio, to plug?
Thumbs up. Look, we gave up a shirt, money, advice, all that. All we're asking is what, Chris? Thumbs up.
Just a little thumbs up.
That's it. Free. It's free. It's free. Come on. All right. Anyway, have a good week. Be safe, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Yep. Go out there.